between. I cannot breathe, I can't see, I can't look in between. I cannot breathe, I can't see, I can't look in between.
Jag kan inte andas när jag ser hur du går iväg. Jag kan inte andas när jag ser hur du går iväg. Går iväg.
I cannot breathe,
Jag kan
cannot see,
inte
cannot breathe.
andas när jag
Cannot breathe.
kan.
Spick Span Show!
What up, everybody? Welcome. So Tuesday, another episode of the Spick Span Show. This is actually not our guest.
I was just in the neighborhood.
He's just down the street dropping off a pair of pants. And Kyle was actually with our special guest for today. And so Kyle's actually standing right there. But I decided to let a longtime favorite and fan of the Spick Span Show come over here because he was actually dropping off a sweet pair of pants. A lot of you guys remember Scott came out with the Warrior shorts and debuted them here on the show. Gave people a little discount code, so I'm gonna let you take it from here.
Yeah, these are sick. These just dropped, so I wanted to get a pair in Ryan's hand. Then he's like, "Hey, show them off really quick."
I got a show in 2 minutes.
Perfect
You want to
timing.
feel the show?
Yeah. So
Scoot over this way a little bit. There you
these
go.
are the Warrior pants. So they're slim fit, streamlined. This material is really soft and breathable, and then it has inner thigh like mesh material that's even stretchier, so you get a lot of four-way stretch, even more so than the shorts. I changed up the band, so this waistband fits a little looser than the shorts did. Again, this drawstring's tucked inside, so that's got that hidden. You got 2 zipper front pockets. But yeah, they came out really nice. I'm stoked on these. They took me a while to put together. This is it's called Sage is the color. It's kind of like a dark green. And then we have black. So just 2 colors. But yeah, check them out on the website. I'm not doing any discounts on these pants because they did cost me a pretty penny to make. But I decided I will make a discount code just for you guys. I'm not ever doing discounts on the website or on social media. So the code for you guys is going to be SNS15.
Is it S like ANDS?
No,
or
it's just
is it
it's
like
the
ampersand.
yeah.
Oh, you can do that?
Yeah.
Oh, killer.
So it'll be S&S15 all caps. And that's just for you guys. So
S
but yeah.
and S.
They make you run faster. They make you stronger.
Yeah, you
Dive
can. These
farther.
are not like the HK joggers. You cannot.
super
our guest is here!
insanely jacked. Not as jacked as this guy, but like
The house is
jacked.
packed. The house is
Yeah.
packed. Someone wanted to
Yeah.
ask.
It was a party. That's why I'm over.
What's the site? What's the site?
Tribe of One
Tribe.
Shop.
One shop.
.com.
.com. Boom, right there. So I'll put the link in the description down below.
SNS15.
Oh, SNS15.
Yeah.
Okay.
S and S
S15.
15, and that'll give you 15% off. I just made that code. No.
Yeah. The house is packed right now. We
Yeah.
got Siri in the house. We got Maddie Marshall just came in. Scott
right.
Kemp just strolled by. It's happening here in San Diego.
Yeah, what do you guys got going on for the show today?
We just fly by the seat of our pants, really.
I see there's a new dog.
Oh, you didn't know we got a new dog?
No.
Yeah, we found her at Costco.
No.
In the Costco parking lot.
You're
Yeah,
lying.
she ran away. No.
For real?
Yeah.
Wow.
We had to pin her down at the Costco parking lot. Now, every time that we say, does Sloan want to go to Costco? Like, hey, we want to go to Costco? Sloan goes, can we get a new dog?
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, we found Hannah in the Costco parking lot. Took a long time to grab her,
No way.
and then we took her to the Humane Society, and they're
no
like,
one
"Oh
claimed
yeah,
her.
she's chipped. We'll notify the owners." And they're like, "Oh, this is the second time that they've let her loose."
No
and
way.
then no one ever claimed her, so we got to adopt the dog.
Damn.
So
Welcome,
yeah.
Hannah.
So Taylor White's asking, "Are there going to be brown pants coming later?" So they really want brown ones.
I don't have brown in the works. I don't know. That would be cool. I just don't know if a lot of people would buy them.
Olive's a cool color. I like olive.
Yeah, olive and black are just the two staples right now.
Because those are the two that you had in, or sorry, sage. My bad.
Yeah, so originally this color was supposed to be an olive, like my shirt, and it came out darker on my first sample run, and I was like, oh, that color is actually pretty cool. So it's called Sage on the website. It's a darker green.
Yeah, I'm stoked on these. I'll let you know. And they run a little small or a little big.
No, these run true.
True
The,
size.
the shorts run a little snug because the waistband, but these are true size.
Yeah.
So
All right.
you're probably extra small.
Extra. Alrighty.
All right, Maddie, I warmed it up for you.
Take it from here. Tribe of One
See you
Paintball,
guys.
tribeofoneshop.com.
Yep.
Code SNS15. And, well, yeah, speaking of which, Happy New Year to everybody. Happy New Year, Maddie.
Happy New Year. I'm not
cheers.
as good looking or as jacked as Scott Kemp. You know, but,
Some would argue you are better looking. Let's get a little coaster there for you, buddy. So, nobody guessed that Maddie was going to be our guest for today. Yeah, but
Happy to be here.
Thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad you were right up the street with me. Just a
Yeah,
little
just
bit
doing
ago.
some interviews for Sundays, and I mean, you know, you guys were kind of okay at World Cup, so
Yeah,
we
yeah.
kind of needed to sit you in the seat again and ask you some questions.
Yeah, there we go. We had to finish up, and so what's the timeline? The schedule? Not the timeline. What's the schedule for Sundays?
The next one, we're working on episode 2 right now.
Okay.
That one will be out the 17th of this month.
Okay.
And then the 7th of February, and then I believe the 28th is the for the World Cup episode.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
you guys
They
are
will
kind of
they'll all be out before the season.
the season starts.
Yes.
Oh, killer! All right. And we just talked about wrapped up World Cup.
Yeah.
That was good. So, and we did interviews actually at the World Cup practice. Even I believe was that when we did them? Or no, we did it before then.
We did it before that.
Yeah.
We did some. We've kind of, you know, I mean, we're just trying to cover as much as we can with what we have. And so, yeah, I mean, we've got slow-mo footage. We've got footage from the webcast. We've got the interviews. It actually worked out great that because you guys did so shitty in the beginning of the year.
Yeah,
And
you're
then
welcome.
such a dramatic turn.
It's
you
funny.
guys love to make it super dramatic. It's-
Yeah. I always say that you guys pay us to make sure that everything is just as exciting as possible. Because if it was just a blowout and Dynasty wins for 20 years straight, nobody would want to play paintball. But
Yeah.
we got to let everybody, in there every so often.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you can't throw a 10th place in there
Yeah.
along with the first, then it just makes it a lot more entertaining.
Well, and that's what we talked about, right? Is that every one of the top 4 teams had a lousy finish. Heat didn't even make Sunday, the first event. We took 10th the first event. Then Infamous took 8th the second event.
Yes.
And we took a 3rd and then a pair of firsts. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah, well, it was super fascinating that if you look at the top 4 teams, so Dynasty, Infamous, Impact, and Heat, that's 1 to 4. Every single one of those teams with the my tweaker notes.
just in case you guys are like, how does Maddie know everything? I don't even know how he reads all of this.
Okay, well,
Okay, well, if you go down to here and you move this over here, you should have
carry
1,
the
2,
two.
3, 4, and ABC across the top, so
Well,
it's like a map.
my
Oh, that one, yeah, that's on B13. Yeah, those notes on the Revo game, that's B13.
well, because some people are like, hey, I could throw this on a spreadsheet for you, but that's not the point. The point is that first of all, everywhere we go, it's sunny outside, so it's always easy for me to see paper. Sometimes I can't see my computer screen. Like I have my computer here, and I have access to tablets. That's fine. I have another screen, but I've just been doing it a certain way. I've got it kind of. So I can tell. I can see every single team, how they placed during the events, and then
and you
each-
wrote it, right? I know what you mean. Like when you put it on a spreadsheet, it's
Yeah,
like
and then it helps you remember it
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Like me handwriting this out helps me remember that.
Yeah.
So sometimes I will, by forcing myself to write these out for every single event, then I can, it helps me absorb the information.
Absolutely. That's actually, if you went to school now, I think you go to school on a computer,
Yeah.
and you're in thing taking notes like this.
Yeah, and I mean,
played the piano,
look, I
too.
understand I'm old, but we did have some computers when I was in school. But
You did?
yeah, I know.
Ah.
Believe it or not, you know,
Jeez.
like we rode the pterodactyls and the brontosauruses to the front door. But once we got in there was a few computers for sure.
Yeah, it's actually funny because Kyle's going to school right now, and a lot of the stuff he's like, oh, it's like online. He's doing this way and that way, and it seems like it's a little more. Almost it's easier, but it's more tricky. It's easier to like finish it, but more tricky to like absorb the information and the knowledge and learn. I guess more.
And also, I mean, it depends on how much we want to talk about this sort of stuff. But there's so much information out there that it's kind of harder to get because knowledge and just pure information are, and so wisdom and knowledge are kind of two separate things. So just because you have a lot of information
doesn't mean
and it's everyone in their. Everyone has a supercomputer in their pockets.
That's true.
With the answer to pretty much any question, but for some reason we are coming to less of a consensus now on things than we used to before, which is mind-boggling. Considering we have these magic black boxes in our pockets.
Well, that also is the problem.
Yeah, it could be. We having this type of conversation?
No, we're not actually. Let's get back on topic here really quickly.
I got
actually,
fresh beer, so
no, I know. I could be here all night. That would be You do need your own platform. That's not Go Sports. That's like let's have a beer with Maddie or like something like that where you could just give people drop them some knowledge every so often.
Well, it's as I got older, I used to have a lot of fun. Exploring the wonders of the world and having a lot of good times out at night. But now that I'm old and have a kid, I just kind of sit at home and read books on science and history, and I love it. But and that's actually something I will be working on for the future is more of like a storytelling, history, science-based kind of podcast.
There we go.
So, I've been kind of working on that behind the snes, taking a lot of notes and reading a shit ton of books.
Well,
I should
yeah,
show
because
you my last haul, bro.
you have to.
Barnes & Noble's had a 50% discount on hardback books. And I went to fucking town. I spent like $450 on books.
Well, that's because you need to make sure that your office, which is also your studio, has good sound buffering in there. So you got to stack it with books.
That is actually that is a real thing, though. That's
I
not
know.
why I have the books in there, but having books in that area where I do the voiceovers
does help.
It does help a lot.
Yeah.
And I kind of put a bunch of stuff behind
we
it.
have Sloan's kitchenette right here.
This is not ideal. You got windows right here. That is not a good sound
but
buffer.
we can flip it over here and we can write our notes on this thing right
and
here.
then, the 1/2000.
No, this is not the dinner table. Is actually not the best.
This My Little Pony. That's an echo.
Well,
sound right
usually
there.
we put like the treats and the things that we're going to be giving away on the show back here. This is just Sloan kind of took over.
You're giving away Sloan's My Little Pony.
We are not going to do that. That would be a problem. No, we're doing like sticker sheets and we got a hoodie that we're going to be giving away and a couple other things. We just give away stuff on the show.
Yeah.
And actually, one of the things, and we can just have you guys start doing it right now. If you guys can come up with a number, because I calculated everything that we've given away on the show, retail value, and this is at all the HORMESIS headbands. I didn't do secondhand value. Not $1,000 a headband, but just retail value of the HORMESIS headbands, all the jerseys, the shirts. See you later, Scott.
Hey, Scotty.
And the trinkets, the everything that we've given away during the course of the year or since the show started on YouTube. I'm gonna have you guys guess what that number is, and whoever guesses that number is going to actually get a Tiger Wear, the first production Tiger Wear hoodie, as soon as Kyle creates that. So you guys start guessing.
I saw a prototype Tiger Wear hoodie.
He's wearing it right now.
Yeah, look kind of tight.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. Pretty dope.
What happened to
And we also raised over $8,000 for charity, just this year alone.
No shit.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. There you go.
Yeah. So Spick Span Show is doing big things.
That's awesome.
And we gave away a ton of loot.
So so just to clarify here, the giveaway is whoever can to pick the precise dollar amount of how much stuff you've given away so far.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And then at the end, if it's the closest person, which also means now I have to pay a lot of attention to these numbers that are rolling
I was going
in.
to say, there's a lot. I like your setup here. I like
This is
setup.
pretty good, huh? This
It's
is like
pretty good. Yeah.
This is
And then you do
usually
this
you're
yourself. I have
usually
somebody
we just
that
look
does
you
this for
on
me,
there.
but
Yeah.
I really like that you do this yourself.
No, yeah, we do it together. And then Kyle is usually Kyle, here he comes, and he's gonna set up another computer and he monitors
That
all of
hoodie.
these.
And actually, we have them made.
Oh, they're done?
Yeah. So
Booyah!
when the person that wins
What size is that?
This one's a large.
Maddie thinks he might have just won.
A large. I mean, I can't be wearing no large. Do you have a big boy size?
Well, so Maddie, what we do want to talk about actually while you're here, and because you watch more paintball. Yeah. Here I go over here a little bit. I bring these things, bring the mic right here in the middle between us, and we just stack it up.
Yeah.
Stack it up.
Maddie, you're a guest. You need a drink?
I
No,
brought
he's
my
our,
own
yeah,
drinks.
he's
Oh, you got
brought
your
it.
own
my own
drinks.
drinks.
Yeah.
I know how you guys don't like IPAs down here, so
Yeah.
I figured
No.
I'd bring my own.
No,
delicious
that's East
beers.
County stuff. That's Arizona stuff.
Oh, that's Arizona, huh?
Maddie actually moved to Arizona just recently.
Yeah. It's here's the thing. All right, so we're currently near the beach. The beach is that way, not that far.
5,200 feet away.
It's really not that far. It's very close. So we're here at the beach area now.
If you use your imagination and you look over those two palm trees, you could see the
kinda
ocean.
sort of
Yeah.
see
It
the
is
glare.
sunset right now, so you can.
But my point is, look, I lived
Yeah.
down here for 15 years. I lived with this fucking Yahoo for a while, for too long, and some funny stories about that. But that's for another day. But my point is that once you live in this little Pacific Beach bubble, anything past the 5 freeway, that's essentially Arizona.
Yeah.
So, and no one wants.
Utah, New Mexico.
Hi, cute dog.
Oh, there we go. Someone needs attention.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway. So yeah, I had a kid
There we
moved
go.
out to the sticks, bro. What do you want from me?
it's all good. It's all
Trying
good.
to
It's all good.
I'm
It's
trying
all
to have
good.
my kid play in a backyard, you know, that I own.
So, let's talk about what I think is the biggest news of this offseason. Not
The Tigerware's
team.
coming out with stuff,
The Tigerware is dropped the hoodie.
dropping the hoodies.
And this is cool because it's got the puff paint.
Are you sure this is only a large, bro?
Yeah.
Are you
Well,
lying me? Damn it.
it shrinks
What-
a tiny bit.
What I think,
I can get you one.
what
of
I
those,
think
man.
is
I
the
would appreciate
best
it. I love sorry, news.
news
Yeah.
is
Ironman?
the Ironmen. I have two guys because we had Nick
That's,
Sloviak.
that's not the best news.
Well, I think
Well,
the
depends.
biggest. I said the biggest news.
Oh, okay,
So we
biggest
had Nick Sloviak on the show last week, and
Okay.
he's like, "Oh, everything's good." And I talked to Fran when I heard a lot of guys were going to leave, and I was like, "Hey, you should look at this guy," because I don't want the Ironmen to go away. Like I think that
They're the
you-
longest
yeah.
running team. I was on the team for 6 years.
Yep.
You know, you were on the team. We always fought against each other. Regardless, it's one of the original OG teams. You know, you have the All Americans, you have Aftershock, and then you have the Ironmen. All Americans East Coast, Shock Midwest, and then West Coast and California for the Ironmen. The Ironmen are the longest running pro team. So
Yes.
yeah, to see something bad happen to them,
Like it was
it's
kind of
just bad
sad
for
that
paintball.
it was kind of sad that
bad for
Aftershock lost out.
Yeah, that was a heartbreaker for
Yeah.
me. I never played on Aftershock. Always respected them. Shit, dude, even when All Americans, I
Yeah.
grew up hating the All Americans,
Yeah.
but grew to respect them. You know, Tim Montresor was a big part of that. And then when I actually met the Gardeners, I'm like, oh, these guys are actually these guys are
Way
rad.
dorkier than I
Everyone said
thought.
these guys
Oh.
suck, but these guys are awesome. I love the Gardner brothers. Yeah, so, but yes, if something bad happens to the Ironman, I just feel like that's kind of unfortunately, you know, just a bad thing for the sport in general. So, but yes. So yeah, so the situation then is, well, what did Nick say?
Nick said everything's
for
fine.
public
He
consumption,
was
what did
he was unsure about what was going to happen with Silos because there was a big contract looming, $30,000 allegedly that was looming that possibly would be going to him, which is a large sum of money to play paintball, and
That's a good deal.
yes, that's a good deal. It's straight up that's a good deal.
Yeah.
And he was like, but all the rest of the guys are good. And we're like, well, that doesn't sound like you guys are good because he had 4 guys essentially. Was the roster.
Okay.
Then we learned that I believe Corey Hall went to. Did Corey Hall get picked up by Aftermath?
Yeah, I heard that.
I didn't see the move alert, the official move alert from
I don't know.
the NXL, but we all know that the NXL isn't the only
The NXL breaks the news once
news
the news
breaker.
is fit to break.
Is official.
And
Official.
You
Official.
know, it's the rumor mill kicks in, and then there's the people that kind of know what's up. There's the rumor mill, and then there's the people that know what's up, and sometimes things filter out. Regardless,
and I'll tell you what,
But-
iconic Quinn has his ears to the ground. He's got a lot of
Quinn's been
birds.
doing
trained.
good.
He's
Actually,
doing a really good job.
I'm actually I'll be talking to Quinn here in a little bit after I leave here. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, he'll be coming on my show we got a lot of people coming on my show here coming up because there's all these moves been kind of stacking up. So, we all bring everyone on. This is kind of, and it's not a zero-sum game. You guys bring people on. This is, to me, it's all a community.
Yeah. We need to
Your
get
guys' show,
and the questions
show,
that get asked
Carl's
and everything.
show.
And, exactly. You need to tune into all of it.
Yeah.
Consume as much paintball information and everything as you possibly can.
Did somebody nail the...
No, someone just texted me about Aftermath. You guys want to... Let me just ask what's the roster.
Who is that?
I don't know. I don't have their number saved.
Oh,
Let's just see what the roster is.
Throw it out there so you can get a little
just
bit
create
of
wild. Oddly enough, someone from Aftermath just texted me and asked if we wanted to practice to throw a team together and practice their Aftermath squad.
When?
Now literally just the second right now. They just texted me this
I think
weekend.
they do that like academy thing. Right, this weekend.
Yeah,
at ASG.
yeah. So
at ASG, I think.
But yeah, let's. That was Brandon and someone else. So anyway, let's just go fishing really quickly and see if we can get the whole roster, the Aftermath roster. But anyway,
look. Here's the thing with the Ironmen, right? Is they have a lot of guys on that team. So LJ going to Xfactor, that's a really good move for Xfactor.
Yeah, that's big.
That's big for them with the loss of Archie. We could talk about that team.
Where'd Archie go?
I'm not.
That was a big move.
Where did Archie go?
Yeah, that was a big off-season move.
Yeah,
and we didn't.
That was
we didn't f around.
I really liked your
that was a huge
Instagram
move.
post the other day. I was like, I shoot them and they come to my team.
Yeah. Tag you're on my team.
That's messed up, bro. Are you gonna go at Archie like that? He just decided to play with you.
I know. Yeah. So I got tag. You're on our team now.
I don't foresee there being a bigger move this offseason. It's always possible, but I mean, you guys getting Archie was a big coup. That's a big deal. We could talk more about that, but with the Ironman specifically, we don't really, because once one or two guys go, sometimes that can kind of, then you start looking around. It's like, well, who do we still have on the squad, right? But yeah, I think that Nick is going to stay. Do we get a bite on the?
I mean, we're pretty. I got one that's pretty close.
Pretty close. Is it? Yeah, I got that written down right here.
Okay. Oh, you talking about the money?
Yeah, we're going with the money thing. But if we're playing Price is Right rules,
he didn't can't go over.
Yeah, I don't know. So
that's cold-blooded.
That's cold-blooded.
That dude, I just saw the number. That dude was pretty close. That was pretty close.
All right. Well, we'll just keep. You guys can keep the numbers rolling in.
I think we got to cut off at some point because it is pretty distracting.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot of numbers.
Well, it's your hoodie, so you can cut it off whenever you want. We're
giving away this hoodie right here?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I'm gonna let them pick their size.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That way, Maddie, you still have a chance to get this.
Yeah, because
if maybe they're medium and you can.
If you're my size, this is not your size.
Yeah.
If you're over 200 pounds, over 6 foot tall, you can't wear this.
I'm not over 6 foot.
So Kyle might be pulling the plug in there.
I thought I might be.
Yeah,
sure, totally.
On my
I'll let it go for 2 more minutes.
2 more minutes. So all right.
Yeah. Who knows?
Ironman's in, or sorry. Al Fernandez and Nick Sloviak, I believe, are the 2 players on the Ironman.
Okay.
Fran, in case of an emergency.
I know that they're gonna have tryouts. I know that.
Yes, the same weekend that we're gonna be playing Aftermath and New York and one other team.
Maybe the weekend of like
Diesel.
the 23rd-ish, whenever that is. Okay. Yeah. Well, here's the deal, right? It's that you build a culture and a team, and then once there's changes, then this is why teams have to constantly rebuild. I mean, even like Xfactor is going through that right now. They've been going through it with COVID. Kind of the Russians are dealing with this, So trying to keep some sort of a core around and guys that have been there that have done that know that culture of that specific team. So, I mean, I would be doing anything I possibly can to make sure, like, Al's been on the team forever through multiple incarnations. I don't really see him going anywhere. And then with Nick, I mean, there are some places that Nick could potentially to play, but I've talked to him multiple times in the offseason, and it does look like he's going to stay. So, but that's good for the Ironman because you need a guy and a leader like Nick, a guy he's a vet, he's been around and knows the culture. And then same with Al. I was the longest tenured guy on that team. He's been around for like 8-9 years now. Yeah, maybe even longer than that. So, and then they're gonna have open tryouts. But also, that's a factory team. They do have gun deals that they have people to offer. So, but my big question there is, and I love Fran and Nikki and Nick. I'm just wondering like who's doing their recruiting. You know, somebody has to get their hands dirty and do recruiting. And this is to the UDOT divisional guys. Somebody on your team has to be that guy. You know, not everyone can be that guy because maybe you don't want to do that. You know, you don't want to have to be the guy going behind the scenes and be like, hey man, you happy where you're at?
Yeah.
You know, because that's the gray area a little bit behind the scenes. But every team has to have a general manager. Chad Boucher is that guy for Houston Heat. You know, Dave Bainesville does that for Evanston Impact. But also it also then will go to the sergeants and the lieutenants too. It's not always the generals and the captains. So even the divisional teams, if you aren't actively trying to improve your roster, then you're probably not getting better.
So let me ask you this, because you have a good nose for the talent that's out there, and guys that possibly could fit in and plug into this system. If you had to pick up, Ironmen need 5 guys, straight up. Last week they only needed 1. Now they need 5.
I'm gonna cut this.
Cut
really
it.
Quick
Cut it. It's
before
cut. No more guessing.
All right. I didn't see.
We don't have to. We don't have to
closer.
announce. We don't have to announce the winner just yet. There is a winner. We'll announce it shortly. But
Did anyone come close to that? Are you going prices
No one,
right?
no one came close to that one number.
Oh, okay.
one person did, but
Well, no,
but
that-
it was
yeah, but this is
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I saw that. I wrote.
I
it down
mean, that
also.
is
That's as good. That's
One
almost.
person was
impressive.
within $2.
That's
Yeah.
incredibly.
Yeah.
He's over, but he was.
He was over by 2, but we're still gonna give it to you because we're not gonna be the price. We're not playing Price is Right rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if there was a person that was under by 2 and you were over, we'd probably give it to the under person, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
just on general
yeah.
principle.
Just in principle.
Whoa.
Just because you have to.
Did you go with us to the Price is Right that one day we all went to the Price is
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, and you guys made me wear the damn wig, and I obviously I didn't get called. It sucked. You're
Yeah.
not supposed to wear wigs there.
And then,
they're like, why are you wearing a wig?
and
I'm
then
like, I don't know. I thought we were all supposed to wear wigs.
We had a buddy whose name was Ziegler, and he got chosen to go up there. And you could find this in the archives, but literally every time that they asked him for a price, he said six. He's like, $6.66, Bob. And it was the last year that Bob was doing it, and then during the commercial breaks, and they had that shit down to a science, like on the beats. I mean, it was incredibly professional, but they would kind of stoke you up to get Bob Barker to say the price is wrong, bitch, which he totally did and was hilarious. But then Ziegler kept saying 66, and then he went up and won a boat.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it
a
was
fun
it
little
was
story
it was
from back in
it
the
was a
day.
fold up sailboat. It was a collapsible.
I thought it
fold-up
was like
sailboat.
a
And he had
like an
crib
elevated
also.
dinghy or something.
Yeah, it
wasn't
was.
even
It was like
that
it had
dope.
a sail. It was like lousy, super lousy.
And he had to pay like $1,000 in taxes to even get any of the shit that he won. It was hilarious.
It was a
but-
baby crib and that, and like a bunch of lousy, like crappy, like junk that you got.
Yeah, Price is Right. But anyway,
So,
yeah.
okay,
But
you-
the
okay.
top one
5
guy
guys.
won for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, you got to pick up 5 guys, and there are guys that are attainable. So you can't be like, oh, I want Mouse, and I'm gonna grab this guy and Archie and.
That's the
So-
problem right now is they're a little late to the game.
Well,
It's
I
hard-
understand that.
This
No,
is
no,
why
I'm
you
with
have
you.
to do your
Right. So
general
now,
managing.
now you are the general manager of the Ironman, and you are collecting this pile of 2 players right now.
Yeah.
You
Only
now
4
you,
players.
I think there are only 2 guys on the team. Right
Oh no, I thought
Yeah.
you said pick
no,
up 2.
no,
guys.
yeah. So I would say pick up 4 to 5 guys now.
Yeah.
But you can now, as a pro team with some, with
They
some,
have resources.
Yeah, with resources.
It's not like they're like, hey,
You
it's
could
going
go.
to be
You could
20
go.
bucks a
You
case.
could go
and
to. Yeah, exactly. You can go to one of the lower division, like Division 1 players or semi-pro players, I guess. You could go to a lower end pro team and possibly think of guys that might be obtainable. I know that might be stepping on people's toes on this, but go to the semi-pro division if you need to.
Yeah.
Like there is this kid that's really good. This person stands out. I think this guy could. Let's hear it.
But that's the problem, though, is that we're at a point where it's who do you get, right? Because you could, so look at what the Russians did with Mike Waring last year, right? Like Mike had already agreed to play with Mutiny, and then they needed a guy, and when you get a call from the Russians, you got to pick that call up, and then that could be a cool story for you. So anyway, he decided to abandon a team that he already decided to play with. So then it comes down to, okay, well, if you either can do it the quote unquote nice way, or if push comes to shove and you have to quote unquote steal players, you got to do whatever you got to do, right? And you have to field the most competitive team because one team does get relegated.
Yeah.
So if you suck the worst out of everyone, then that was AC Dallas last year, and it was going to be level for a little bit, but they pulled their heads out of their asses and played for them magnificent for the last events, particularly at that third event, to keep themselves away from getting banished from the Pro League for at least a year. And anyway, so with the Ironmen having this exodus, and if they don't, obviously you're gonna have a tryout, but that's again the nice way to do it, right? Let's have an open tryout. Who wants to show up? We don't have to steal anybody. But I would start kind of looking at the lower end of the division and seeing who we could possibly get, and then also I'd be sending Nick Sloviak, as I know Nick is not an attack dog and he doesn't really like to play this game.
Yeah.
But I would be like, look, dude, you're sticking around. We want to be competitive next year. Do you know of anybody that we could possibly throw like some sort of gun deal at and maybe get somebody? But it's kind of tough. It's a little late in the game, right? Because everyone's starting to make these decisions. So, I mean, there's just not a lot of free agents this year. I've had a lot of discussions with a lot of the guys that run teams, and it's not a big year for free agents. It's not like you have to decide a guy. You have to decide a guy has to decide essentially to leave. You know, it's just not a.
DMG's not done, are they?
No, they keep saying. Keep seeing it in here.
I haven't heard a confirmation about that. I've heard that rumor, but I have not heard a confirmation.
Someone said DMG players that are done. I mean,
yes,
that's not a bad idea.
That's a great idea because they're California.
Yeah.
And those guys have been getting better. I was thinking that, but I didn't want to say anything because I didn't know what the deal was with that yet. But
dude,
I was going to bring it up.
You need to get. You are the GM of the Ironmen. You need 5 guys. Let's hear it right now.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I like how the DMG squad had been getting their results weren't showing it. And they were terrible at that event at their home field. But I've seen some good solid improvement out of some of those guys. Gerber. The Boyums, you know, they're getting better. I mean, Shane's still competent and he can play some really good paintball. So I don't know what's happening with that squad. But yeah, that's potential poachable guys because those dudes don't have the greatest deal, you know, but they love their teammates. And I don't know if they would be poachable because those guys all have jobs. Anytime somebody calls me in the offseason, they're like, oh, dude, here's the deal, you know, and I'm like, okay, you know, here are my options. And the first question I was asking was like, do you need the money? You know, is a 10-gun deal going to change your life? You know,
right.
Is $15,000 going to change your $20,000? Whatever the number is that going to change your life? If the answer is no, well, then you don't need the money.
Yeah, don't do it.
Well, I don't say don't do it. I say,
talking about that. Okay.
I say, what story do you want to tell yourself after that? Because if you don't need the money, then it just becomes, okay, well, when this is all said and done and you're sitting around a campfire, what fucking story do you want to tell yourself and others?
Sure.
Right.
That's all that it comes down to, you know. And then and what are the details of that? You know, did you want to be the guy who played every single point, or did you want to be on the superstar squad? I mean, there's so many different ways and roads you can go down. The very first question is, do you need money? Because sometimes as I'm having this conversation with the dude who's a younger guy, and maybe he's in college dead, or he's still with his parents, whatever. But that is going to change his life, and then that's a different story. And the Ironmen do give gun deals, so they have some stuff to work with. But you know. I don't know. I am worried though. I am worried because, you know.
Yeah. Oh. Is he calling you?
Yeah.
Hey, dog, tell him I'd go for 20 guns. Don't tell Dave. I just heard that they need some guys and you're the new GM.
Yo.
We just got pro players.
What's up, dude? Yeah, I'm currently on the Spick Span Show right now.
Drop the heat. What's the news?
Yeah. Can I call you back? All right, brother. Peace. Anyway, so
See, we all call Maddie, you know?
I just try to shoot people straight. That causes me to spend a lot of hours for free in the off season trying to have conversations with dudes. I just start charging 6 packs of beer. Hey, if you want to call me, I'll give you some advice.
Yeah.
I need you to drop off a 12-pack of beer in my house.
Do you want me to put your phone number and address?
No, please do not do that.
Just...
They can hit me up on Instagram. I should start offering this as a service. I should start offering this as a service.
Yeah. There'll be a line of cars from the freeway going over the arches of Moab into your back door.
Yeah, into Arizona. I don't really I love Arizona, but I don't live in Arizona. I live in eastern San Diego.
It lives 20 minutes away from
It's not
where I
that
live.
far.
25.
Yes. It's like 20.
27.
It depends on the traffic.
That depends on the traffic.
Right now, it would probably be more like half hour.
So, Maddie, a couple other questions, seeing as we're not going to get to this...
What are we trying to get to?
I want you to just at least give me I would ask for 5 names. I mean, let's just get one.
Honestly,
I would say Pat Kraft.
Okay.
Pick up Pat Kraft.
You know, you wrote that down. I just don't know if Pat would go right now. Pat might be able to use whatever deal that the Ironmen offer him to try to get more money out of New York Extreme.
That's another bargain. That's another way to do it.
But the thing is that Extreme needs Pat. Even though Pat, if you're listening, I would really like you to play a little bit more offensive minded in 2022. You're really good, but we just need you to have an offensive gear. But yeah, Pat might be poachable. I don't think so, really, though. I think he's kind of maybe, but
I think
he's
it's
really
really
good.
if it's a top, top
If
16.
it's his deal, if it's top, yeah. But I don't
Yeah,
know.
you don't-
He has a job, dude. Like
Yeah.
the money would be great, but it's not
it's not
life
the
changing.
reason.
And
Yeah, but another part of that is what kind of jerseys are those?
I don't know.
But another part of that story is not just the money. It could be the recognition. It could be just the respect aspect of it. You know, we talked about it when we're going to grab guys and perhaps even like the guy that just called you is like it's not necessarily like I need an extra gun or like let me leave for this. It's like what am I worth to you?
yeah,
Right? And if I'm not worth if I'm worth a whole lot more to someone else, they see more value in me. And that's not a fault by any means.
Yeah.
You know, and now there's a fine line where like you said, it's like, is this gonna change? Is this life changing? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But sometimes it's just like I feel like I'm not getting the respect that I could or am deserving of. So
yeah. It's
you know,
why
like
Tyler
if I'm
left your team.
Exactly. Yeah, that could be it's absolutely it.
It's not just the money. It's
Right.
definitely different types of money too. But
I would like to have the recognition by being having a better offer. Like this offer is the recognition that you guys appreciate me. And sometimes like we just couldn't afford them. We gave them everything we could.
And then that's understandable.
Yeah.
But that's a good point though, Ryan,
Yes.
because yes, you do show you're in the world that we live in. You can sit there and say, hey man, I really appreciate you. But if you run a company, the dude that owns whatever it is that you're working with is like, we love having you around, man. I really appreciate having around. You know, but you could also show that love by compensating that person.
Correct.
If you can afford it. Now, that's where that conversation comes in because I do, a lot of people don't really understand that sometimes what you think the team can afford is not really what they can afford. I get that a lot too. I've had that conversation with guys before where I'm like, oh, dude, you just asked for way too much.
Yeah.
Go back, say you're sorry, and ask for half that. Like, what are you doing, dude? That was not the move. But
I don't think Skem's coming out of retirement. He's got a good job now.
Yeah,
he's got a really good job.
He's chilling.
Yeah, but no, Pat's great, man. I love Pat. I don't think he's poachable right now. Everyone has a price. I don't know if they would pay that price. I think the DMG guys, I don't know what's going on for sure with that crew, but I think that might be a good start for them. There's a couple other ways it could go down. I mean, who are our West Coast squads? Uprising and Thunder,
Yeah.
So,
Thunder lost a player.
Yeah, so I mean, I would start there. That's because it's also where logistically are they? That's another thing I'll ask guys too. I'm like, well, where do you live? Are you down? Do you want to fly across country for practice? A shit ton this next year. I mean, yeah, you get a lot of miles. Some guys love that. They're like, yeah, dude, I get more miles and me and my lady can fly here for free. I'm like, okay, good. That's a good thing for you. Super positive. You were just really pumped about that.
Yeah.
Some guys don't want that at all because they already have 2 kids or whatever it is. Like everyone's in a different spot. But again, we could bullshit about this forever. For the Ironmen right now, they need to try to stop the bleeding, keep everyone on the team that's still there if they possibly can, and have open tryouts. Maybe you'll find a diamond in the rough.
It's like true.
You get Blake out of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
You get
Damien.
a Mike Urena.
Might
Damien,
be a little too early to say, but
I'm
I
just
feel like
you never know.
brought him to practice. And
I've heard really good things about him.
Yeah.
So Damien, the new guy that's playing your team, he came
And
over
who
the
knows,
house. Seems super cool.
Yeah.
Fred
Yeah.
Yosh's.
I mean, maybe you never know what you're gonna get out of Dave too. Dave could just be like, "Hey, you know what? Let's go."
Pull
Pull
that's
out
true.
the checkbook.
That's true.
I want to pay cash. big dogs.
Or look for the teams that have really big rosters. So it's like it's tough to poach teams from like an Impact or Heat, poach players from teams like Impact, Heat, Infamous, whatever. The teams that real people really like playing on. They get compensated well. They do well. Those are hard teams to poach Dynasty. It's hard to get guys off of those teams. Xfactor. That's why it's a big coup for you guys to get Archie.
Yeah.
That's really difficult. But it could, maybe it's one of those years because if the Ironman won that event in Vegas, beginning of 2020, COVID hits. Crazy shit. You guys win the World Cup after that. We only had 2 events that year.
But since then, it's been mediocre performances for the Ironmen. Dave does have resources, and Dye does need marketability out of their flagship team. That's why they pay into that thing and have for since he basically took over from Bob Long and Dye started out of JT. But you're right, Kyle. If Dave does be like, you know what? I've had enough of this shit. What is this going to take? What do we need to make this happen? I mean, at one point he was paying Oliver $100,000 a year for paintball.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
And there was kind of a push for that resurgence with giving out a lot. At the beginning of 2018 when I went, myself, Greg, Damien was playing at the time, Bobby. We had a great team. Like we got 1 second place. Like if we were able to keep that team, it might be a different story then. And that's another thing too, is that you're not gonna be able to get like really core seasoned vets, really these like top 25, 30 players that we talk about in the league to go to your team if regardless of within reason about money. If like I'm not gonna come to your team if there's not like if Ryan's not over there, if like Mouse is not over there, if someone like you're like okay 30,000-40,000, that's great, that's incentivizing, but like there's no one over there to help. And I even had a conversation a while back when I was on the Ironman with the Energy Elite guy before I went to Impact, and he sent me a nice decent offer, but I was like, well, we can try to get any other players. Like I'll take less money if you will want to bring 2 other decent pros with. And so like that's a thing I think that comes into the conversation as well.
That's a really good point, Kyle and Ryan, is that there is a certain gravity. You look at a molecule or a big body like the sun. We go around the sun, right? So in the when you really get behind the scenes and you're talking about like what is the glue or that secret force that kind of does motivate a lot of this stuff with teams, there's a gravity to getting a big name player. Because if you had decided to go play with Energy whenever that was, then now they can look at like, oh shit, they got Kyle Spicka. Yeah. Then now more people you might get somebody else, and then somebody else might come because I'm just gonna throw names out. Like it would never happen, but let's say Colt. It's like, oh shit, you got Kyle. Like, all right, well Archie just left, and Colt's not gonna leave. He'll retire before he leaves, but I'm just using that because that would never happen. Yeah. But like, so they
just to give you guys an idea.
Just to give you an idea. But then if
be
Colt,
the first domino to fall.
Exactly. But there's a gravity to that. It sucks people in, man. It really does. So, but there's an opposing force to that. There is a certain level of entropy and chaos that sets in when you have multiple players that were your core leave. That's what's happening to the Ironman right now. Because then you really have to kind of circle the wagons real quick and be like, oh shit, and that's when phone calls need to go. Like, well, what are you gonna do? That's what happened. We all know that.
That's what happened when Tyler left. Yeah. Right. There were talks that players were like, well, what do we do now? Like, okay, we took a 10th place. Like we won World Cup and then we took 10th place. Like, and our star guy left. Like, let's just make a couple calls and just see. Let me test it. Put my feet in the water. Totally. And that's a great example, and it works both ways, like you said. That maybe. But when you sign that deal as that first guy, you got to make sure your contract is the A-Rod, not Alex Rodriguez, not. Well, yes, the baseball player A-Rod. Right, where you're like, no matter what though, I get $1 more than whoever you pick up, because imagine like, oh, we got Kyle, we got him for like for 10 DMs, you know what I mean? They're like, oh, cool. And they're like, hey, Ryan, you want to play? I'm like, you guys got Kyle? Yeah, I want 50 guns. And he's like, Kyle, how many did you get? You're like, oh, what? And you were that driving force, but you just got to be smart with that contract, right?
But that's true though, because I mean, that's it, and honestly, that's kind of a cool thing to bring up. I know you weren't intentionally trying to do that, but that's a good point. That also makes how awesome of a year you guys had even that much better, because shit was looking a little perilous. If you go back, like I remember having a conversation with you about this, we were walking around with the lights, remember, and we were talking about certain players here or that, and I'm like, well, what do you think about this guy, Ryan? And you're like, yeah, I mean, maybe, I don't know, we would have to cut someone to pick anyone up right now. It's coming off the World Cup win, and then I'm getting a text from you like 3 weeks out from the event. You're like, what do you think about this guy? What do you think about the guy? I'm like, why in the hell is Ryan texting me what I think about certain dudes 2-3 weeks from the event? I thought they were solid. And then I get on the horn with you, you're like, bro, my back's fucked up. I don't know what's happening with this. We got Scotty's retiring. Yeah, and Dalton's hurt.
Dalton's like, oh, guys, I can't come to the first event. Yeah, it was Dalton's like, I didn't tell you guys.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna come to the first event. We're like, what?
It was just all this chaos, and you guys take 10th, and Tyler leaves, and I'm just like, oh my god, what has happened to Dynasty right now? The
Yeah.
wheels are falling off. But then you guys totally
all-
salvaged it.
It's all
Yeah,
part.
that
It's
day-
all part of that big plan. That I'm talking about.
Yeah, all the other
it's
drama
just
that-
dude,
yeah,
gotta
exactly.
Gotta keep
Funny
everything
that
guessing.
day our Archie news got released. I was texting Ryan. I was like, I heard Dynasty got Archie. He's like, yeah, I heard that too. Like, and then he's like, who you guys getting? I was like, I think we're picking up Davey Williamson. Like, going back and forth.
I'll tell you what. Davey's still good.
He's still good,
He's
dude.
still good, and we always joke about it.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
"God, I
Davies,
think like he's still like kind of good. Like,
Davey,
he's like,
well, Davey is so fucking tenacious that he's
Yeah.
always gonna
Yeah.
be good.
That's what it is.
Just, he
Savage
just can't.
personality.
He just has
Yeah.
savage
He just-
personality.
Do you
He's
know-
always been that way.
What was the tournament we were playing? I think it was like Valken, one of those cups, and he was like kind of coaching, helping us, and he's like, "Hey, one of those cars. It was super hot. He's like, one of those cars has the paint in it, and it's on AC. He's like, I can just turn it on the heat. And we're like, no, don't worry about it, Davey. Don't do that. It's fine.
Cold blooded, dude.
Yeah.
Cold blooded. He's a good guy to have on your side. Though.
He is, he
You
is.
got to have on your side.
yeah.
Yeah. But still, there's no real answers here to this.
Okay.
To be honest, because you're going to have to get somebody off a team. You're going to have to find a diamond in the rough, possible, but very difficult, or you got to steal someone at this point in time.
Maybe
Because-
if the Russians are having difficulty, you could do one American line and one.
yeah,
I
that's
do,
another
Russian
question. That's
line.
another.
No, you
that's
know
another
what?
question.
You know what? I'm glad you mentioned that because I didn't put it on the list here. But the Russians, I think, are going to be fine. I think they were able to.
I reached out to Malloy and he said that they were trying to dial things in. So
So, Kirill said that they are working on getting the visas. So they need
good
to
news.
get a couple of letters from reputable businesses and things like that. So I write a letter for Miko to stay in the country.
yeah, I've written that letter.
yeah, you've
for,
written it, yeah.
I wrote a letter for Smotroff actually.
Yeah, there you go. So to stay in the country or to be able to come back into the country, or
and I've done one.
you just need to have an excuse, especially Russia. So why are you going to Russia? And the Russians, same thing. Why are you going to the U.S.? Well, I play a professional sport, and this is that. Or these companies do this. So
We did hear a rumor of Smotra maybe going somewhere.
yeah, I heard that he might be going to Heat.
Yeah, I
And
heard
then
that.
there was like a Latin Saints one, but I don't know if we made that up.
Allegedly, the Spick Span Show gets it wrong sometimes. You know what I mean? We like to keep everybody on their toes out there.
Hey, you got to throw some disinformation out there. It can't all be,
Yeah, you're right.
true
You're right.
rumors.
You're right. Because then we gotta have people talk, and then our
Yeah.
biggest fans will be arguing about other people. And like, no,
Yeah.
this is what I heard there.
No,
And like,
Smotroff is for sure. No, I mean,
I heard he was going to Cyclone. Also, we had some Cyclone.
Oh, that's right.
yeah. He said they're picking up a big.
Is that
Oh no! Who did they
Michael-
end up picking up?
Michael?
Yeah,
Kovar.
Michael. Yeah,
Oh,
What was
okay.
that? Austin Notorious.
that was
No,
notorious.
Notorious.
That was
Yeah, they
notorious.
picked up Kovar.
Remember, they were saying he was saying that.
top
Oh, we got a
five.
top 5 pro player, and then.
But that could be
Yeah, Michael's still
Smotrov.
really good. I'm sure.
But that could be a Smotra. Like,
Dude, Michael, he's had some. He was.
Yeah, he was
but
good.
when he decided to stop playing, he was really. He was aging like a fine wine. He was really, really good. So
Yeah.
that could be really good. for him.
And did he actually let go anybody? I thought that they did. I'm not positive on.
There has been no
I heard
official
the
word
rumors
at all.
of some
of any-
people.
of any
Yeah,
of that,
yeah, got out. Real quickly, we got a guy in here that's relentless. What's your favorite IPA?
Oh man, that's like asking.
what's your
Oh,
favorite
can
movie?
we? Yeah, I mean, can we? Our favorite book,
Okay.
favorite movie. I mean, how much time we got?
I didn't
You
know it
just
was
go top 3, I guess.
Well, I think that the first one that comes to mind, just because it's a San Diego beer, is hey, dude, they asked, bro. These are your
I know.
fans.
I didn't know that this was gonna be
Everyone
that.
likes IPAs except for you two, apparently. He'll
I guess-
drink an IPA. You're the one that's like, why would I want to drink these disgusting beers?
They taste like pennies.
They don't taste like
Yeah,
pennies.
they do.
Yeah, they taste like
That's some
pennies. It's
bullshit,
like if
bro.
there's a bunch of pennies. At
I'll
the bottom
drink
of
it though if it was.
Yeah.
Okay,
If I have to do it.
Yeah.
So so they actually are delicious, and here's why.
Okay.
Ballast Point got sold for $1 billion.
Yes.
And
Doesn't mean it may.
That doesn't.
mean
Yeah.
it
That means
tastes
just
good.
there's a billion idiots out there.
yeah, for sure. There's a billion idiots out there. Anyway, as I take a sip of this delicious. So I'm currently drinking this Sierra Nevada Celebration Fresh Hop. Like, this is a macro brew of an IPA, but it's really good. So I really like this one. But there's a cool story around Sculpin. So Sculpin, Ballast Point. I went and did a beer tasting session there for a buddy's birthday. The guy that was leading our tour told us the story about how that beer became a thing. But that's the $1 billion beer. That's the reason why Constellation Brands bought
Sculpin.
bought them for $1 billion. And so one brewer rolls up and throws in 4 different types of hops and then leaves. It doesn't tell the next brewer coming on that there's a certain amount of a type of recipe in that vat, and then that dude throws more hops into the same vat, and they realize their mistake, and they're like, holy shit, well, we can't burn this much product, so why don't we just run it through and see what happens? And that's Sculpin. So it's $1 billion mistake that created this amazing beer that tastes delicious.
Was it extra hoppy? I don't think I've ever had a Sculpin. I thought it was like grapefruit.
You probably had it.
You've never had a...
You probably had it.
Why would I why would I just kind of like ruin my evening or the beginning of my evening? Like,
Such a
knowingly,
little baby bitch sometimes, Ryan. Really? You don't like this? Is ridiculous. That's it. I'm out of here. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's fine. Hey, to each their own.
Yeah.
I just happen to like, delicious, really strong beers.
So was that
Fucking
one?
about
Like
that.
what beer was number one?
So that Sculpin is probably it's on that list. It has a cool. I love I'm a sucker for a good story, and it tastes delicious. So it's both delicious and it has an amazing origin story.
Okay, and you get 2 more picks.
Oh man, this is so difficult.
Yeah, grapefruit Sculpin. I just thought it was like a grapefruit thing. Like, oh, let's put some hops and like, oh, I accidentally spilled all these grapefruits.
It's not an
in here too.
IPA, but the grapefruit Solus from Mike Hess right now has been hitting delicious. So I'm a big fan of that right now. And then
Mike Hess, who's that?
it's another brewery from, I believe, Southern California. Oh, and then I'll throw a Florida beer in there. Dude, High Lie. I love High Lies. I don't know how they make beer that good with shitty ass Florida water, but my God, dude, the High Lie is just always a treat every time. They're really hard to find out here. So those would be
High
3
Lie,
quick
oh,
ones.
cool.
Yeah.
What did you get on the way home from dinner on Christmas, Ryan? And I was like, did you get IPA? And you're like, no. These are
Oh,
IPA.
805s.
Yeah.
805s. Those look...
Ryan looks like a White Claw type of dude. He does like White Claws. Sorry.
I hate White Claws.
What is you like the you drink the seltzers?
I hate White
Ryan,
Claws.
I
will
love
not
Ryan's
even touch
name. I
White
always
Claw.
use it. Calls it truly hungover.
True.
Yeah, truly hungover. I will
Because
never.
they use the shitty alcohol.
Yeah, I don't drink those
The
things.
ones
Yeah.
are good, that are good are the high noons. 'Cause they
Yeah,
use
those
vodka
are
in
those are
those.
good. I like Ashlands, but like I don't drink seltzers very often.
Yes,
Yeah.
Michael, I've had a Pliny the Elder. It's absolutely delicious. That's Rush
So that
River. That's
yeah,
a
Rush
really
River.
good
That
one
guy's
too.
like
So good.
he was a brew master
hard
for
to find, though.
someone.
Hard to
Yeah,
find.
because he's always sold out. I heard that story. That's where I'm from, so that's why.
Yingling, yes, love Yingling.
Yingling.
Yingling is
I
like
like
kind of a
Yuengling.
macro brew, but it's like one of those that you used to be able to. Because back in the day, we couldn't get good beer. You had like Sam Adams on tap. This is like 20 years ago, but Yingling was like one of the first beers that actually tasted like something. Because Coors Light and Miller Lite don't really taste like.
Did Art like those? Did you ever get him a Cali Creamin'? I think we told him.
I don't know.
Those are good.
That's a really good beer too.
Ryan and I are big fans of Big Wave.
Big waves. I
Oh,
like
yeah.
big waves.
Yeah, we were drinking
Yeah.
those when we
Yeah,
were doing the
Big Waves are
interviews
good.
the last time.
Yeah.
Those are good. Yeah, I like those beers.
All
You
right.
I
guys
did
some good beers.
I
Thanks,
did
dude.
like Four Locos when I was 22. one of them would make me black out.
Yeah. Boone Farms.
So what else? What else?
Yeah, what else we got?
Paintball.
Oh, someone asked how fat your carnivore deal was.
I mean, not fat. It was fat enough to let me live. Are we being too loud, Camille? No. Okay,
No,
sorry.
Like the gun was fat or the deal?
Both.
Both.
No, I was grew up loving.
I liked
I
using the
loved,
carnivore on Greg Hastings.
Well, the first year that I used that gun, I should have got a goddamn award anytime I shot somebody because it was
bad.
It was bad the first year, but the second year, because what's funny, this is the power of marketing. I only had that gun deal for 2 years. The first 2 years of Excessive. But this is just the power of marketing. No matter where I go, every event, people are always asking me like, "Do you have any carnivores left?" And I'm like, "No." So much so that like I'm going to be making my own autocockers at some point this year.
Nice.
So be on the
nice.
lookout for those.
Heard it here first.
Yeah.
There we go.
Definitely did hear it here first. This is still super, but we'll see how it's all going to go down.
Yeah.
But I will be coming out with some at some point this year.
Nice.
They're going to be insanely expensive. I'm just going to let everyone know that right now. But that, so it only happened for 2 years, but it was basically, we could, when we first started Excessive, that was part of how we drew people in. It's like, how do you get people on your team, right? Well,
Yeah.
you could get your own gun deal. So I got my own gun deal through War Games and, was able to get a couple guns a month, and that paid my rent for a little bit.
Marshall Cockers. New Carney. New Carney with the E-blade. Everybody just loves it.
Dude, it's a fun gun, bro. If you're a grown ass
With the
man and
E-blade.
play big games and don't own it, like you own autocockers?
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah,
own
I
an
own-
autococker?
No.
Matt, he doesn't play in the woods.
Christ, dude. Kyle!
Kyle's fingers aren't built to be able to pull the trigger like that.
Nope.
You
He
played in the
hates-
woods? You grew
No,
up playing in the
no,
woods,
he
didn't
never
you?
played in the woods.
No.
Really?
Yeah,
Straight on airball?
I played in the woods like 3 times when I was a kid. That's it.
That's actually more than I thought he had
So
played. I thought he played
disappointing.
one time for a
So
birthday party, and then
I still love you. It's just very
played
disappointing.
played airball only.
Yeah.
And then the only time after that he played was when we played the Falcon Cup. And he's like, "Wait, hold on, we get paid for this? Fine, I'll play."
Kyle, Ryan owns a gun company, and he still has a cocker that he gets out and plays with every now and then because that's some old school dope shit. That
Yeah,
you
and we
gotta
don't,
do.
and because we don't make a mech
It's like
frame,
having
but-
but it's like having a classic car. You know, it's like if you can afford it and you have,
Just
you
a
know,
little
you can
less
drive
fun.
your Tesla. But if you, if you can afford it and you love cars, then you should probably have some sort of amazing classic car. It's the same thing with paintball guns.
See,
So,
I
have your
would
badass
draw
Force,
the line there.
have your
but-
badass whatever.
Yeah.
What I'm just saying, like I'm not a
Right.
huge car guy, but I'm a big,
But I
love
understand.
paintball, and so yeah, I mean, if you
What?
can afford it, like have a badass autococker. Playing with autococker is super fun.
I shot Ryan Matthews with an automag. He had a drop forward that lined up with the back of the gun, so you hold it like one of those like a
Pistol.
dude. It's like you hold it like this. It was so heavy. I played him for a coin at Dave's
Oh,
big
played with
game.
the coin?
Yeah,
For
he
autocockers?
goes, "Which gun do you want?" And he had an autococker and a mag, and I was like, you know what? I'd usually take the autococker. Well, let's check this mag
you
out.
chose the mag.
It was so much fun to
Wow.
shoot. Yeah, because it's
That's
just kind of
it's
like, they're smooth. You know what I mean? Like it's like there's not a lot of
well,
movement.
If you get a nice one, because
Yeah.
that's a temperamental paintball gun. That's there's a reason why autocockers are still being used out in the woods, and you don't see
You
a
don't
lot of
ever
auto
see a
mags.
mag.
You really don't. So,
Yeah.
dude, that's impressive, Ryan.
So, yeah,
That's
Yeah.
a good question for you, Maddie. Earlier, someone said if you could make any changes, or if there's any upcoming changes to Go Sports, maybe what would those be, or what are they going to be? Any improvements, big or small?
Well, we brought the cable cam out.
That was cool.
So I think trying to make the cable cam, because that was a creation from our producer Darren Sesenia. He just took it upon himself to build one. Because if you want to go buy one off the shelf, they're
Wait, he
insanely
built
expensive.
that?
He built that, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
smokes.
So I think trying to get that to be a little bit more efficient, just because it's difficult. It's kind of hard to get something like that because it's got a battery and gets shot up a bunch, and so it's kind of tough. So probably trying to get the cable cam working on a more regular basis is something that we're really gonna be trying to work on for this season. Just trying to refine as much stuff as we can. Improve graphics, improve angles. Angles are tough though because it really is contingent upon what the layout layout looks like, and so that's always difficult. Yeah.
Stats, is that in talks for next?
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely that's
But actually, and I don't know if this information is public, so I'm not going to say, but
Yes.
the stats previous to My Fan Wagon has been purchased and is no longer, Cena no longer owns it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
that's
so two pros
yes.
and someone else now own it, and they're
Yeah.
going to revamp it and create this.
Stats is huge. Look,
It's just it's expensive to run the stats thing, and I
to
think
do
that's
it
what people don't understand.
You have no. It's so goddamn expensive. When we were doing the full-on stats for Paintball Access, when Dave was just lighting pits of money on fire before we had any sorts of business model.
Yeah.
Literally, just like imagine I come to you, I'm like, hey, dude, I have $100,000. I need to light it on fire so we can make a paintball webcast. Like that's what we were doing for a while, like trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Trying to get support from the industry, but the stats were literally $10,000 an event to do like
Wow.
as big as we were doing it.
Wow.
So it's very, very difficult. Yeah. So
We just got some news.
is that legit news or
It's not released yet, but I mean, like,
is that?
we've done this before.
It's your show, bro.
Yeah, why don't you? Because you didn't pick a single guy, and I asked you to pick five.
Well, it's a
and you-
conversation.
Yeah, but the conversation was, can you pick five guys?
I can't
for-
pick just 5 guys.
Can you
That's a
pick-
problem.
You
right?
couldn't even pick one. Okay, hypothetically, allegedly, if you picked one guy and it was a semi-pro guy, who would it be?
It would be Zach Carter.
I think so too.
Overall combine.
Let's
winner.
call. Yeah, he won the combine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually,
Do you have his number? Can you just call him?
Speaking
Can
of
you
the
phone a friend right now?
I don't have his number, no, but I could probably get it now.
Call him.
Sue, thanks.
Get his number.
But speaking of the combine, because you actually have been able to see, you came to the combine once, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, a couple times actually.
You came. Okay.
Twice.
That's actually a really cool concept and a good way to find really good players, I think, in my opinion. You know, if these metrics can be adopted by more pros, then you can start to see some consistencies and see if there is a gap between the pros and you know, the semi-pro guys. And like a guy like Zach Carter, I know Mario's in here, and his son Brandon did really well in there. I have all the combine data here somewhere, but you know, we can find the guys that win every year, and that's a good way of, like, he's really good at, especially now that we've introduced the 3-on-3 attack to 50 stuff and the 1-on-1 stuff to the metrics. Mm-hmm. It's not a bad way to check it out.
The combine is legit. I've been impressed what you guys have been able to put together and slowly build and create with that format. And I definitely am a believer in the BKI and that whole system, because I think it does build players with the good tendencies right out the gate. So I keep seeing a lot of these teenagers and even older. It's not just for teenagers. If you're out there and you're, you know, my age at 44, but you just got in the game, like, that's fine. You know, Ryan's 55 years old as well too. You know, like, he can teach you to play the game. You know what I'm saying? But no, it is for all ages. But I've seen it be effective, and they're not paying me to say this. I say this every time, but I'm not part of BKI. They don't pay me. I just think it's a really cool thing, and yeah, the thing with the combine is that you can see those objective metrics of how good these guys are from a skill standpoint. Now, the one thing you can't see, but you do see when those guys start playing drills, is what are they made of. That's why, you know, you get like I always liked Trent Nitta. Why? Because he had a big cocky like chip on his shoulder, and he might not have been the dude like tearing it up. Like, he had good numbers, but they weren't as good as some other guys' numbers. But when those guys actually started playing in the tournaments, then I kind of liked to see the aggressive push that dude had in him. You know, like, so you have to have a little bit of that demon in you, or find a way to summon the demon, like I always talk about, in order to prevail at this. And but Jesus Christ, it really helps if you can be really good at the skills, because then it just makes that other side of summoning that a little bit easier.
Yeah, and it's something like, you need these skills, like, you need to be able to excel at these things, and it also shows the pressure situation. Can you just perform under these? Just, there's a minute amount of pressure in the combine, and there's a competition, but a lot of the guys want to play and practice, and they start to practice these drills, and then when they get to that point, they're like, they fumble, or actually, Brandon Trujillo has a great example. Is like, he fumbled a couple times on the snake drill, and he got on his last try. I think he's like got the highest score at the combine last year. You know, it's just like, all right, I got one more, and just did it. You know, that kid's good too, and he's gonna be playing with the New Zealand Titans in the divisional, I think D2, D1, D2 semi-pro. I don't know, one of the two or three. I know I named three things. But he's gonna be helping them out in the minor events.
The thing is like, look, man, like, I didn't, you know, you start playing anything, I don't care what it is, but there are physical requirements to doing that very specialized thing in the world. So whatever that may be, baseball, football, golf, paintball, and if you can build a solid foundation as you start out, that's why I think it's great that these younger guys are getting into it, and props to whoever is like footing the bill for these teenagers to show up. Parents, tip your hat to you. But if you're an older guy, it's just, you know, I see some of these guys are a little bit too headstrong, and they're like, I'm gonna pay these pros. These pros don't know who I'm talking about. I'm like, no, they actually do. Like, this is like, no one cares what you look like here, what color or creed you are, or where you're from. Like, it only is about how good you are at shooting people with paintball guns, and welcome to the pro league, right? We don't give a shit. That's why I love paintball, because it really is a meritocracy. Yeah. But that being said, these are teachable skills. But the one thing that we always talk about, and this is like goes to these, you know, these teams rebuilding, like, is that where is the demon that lives in your soul that you can summon on command to go out there in pressure situations to, you know, reap the whirlwind against your enemies. Yeah. And like, that's the unteachable stuff. Now you can bring that out, you can coast it. That's where the coaching comes in. But that's the one thing with these up and coming guys that I'm always kind of looking for, because, you know, you can kind of teach anyone to run and gun and shoot both hands and shoot pie plates. But, you know, what are you going to do when we are doing that drill where it's, you know, you're in a 2-on-4. Yeah. And and then what do you do?
Well, and that's why we added that to the
which is great.
Yeah.
Which is excellent.
But it was funny too, because I was helping a team actually a couple weekends ago at Pendleton, and I did a drill where it's like 3 guys on one side, 5 on the other. You have a minute and a half to win the point. and went out and like I'm like, all right, the time's up. Look around, look where all you guys are for the 5 guys, and they're like all in the like secondary, like back along the 30 line, and I'm like, I just want you to envision something. Imagine this is World Cup. This is the last tournament you're ever gonna play. This is the finals. You're down by a point. You have a minute and a half just to tie the game back up. You guys have it in your head. Now let's redo this drill again. And obviously, you know, 4 of the guys are dead, and the last guy's on their side of the 40. And it's like, you know, just putting that, you know, the mindset is a whole different ballgame.
Well,
and there's so many.
Well, and those drills you guys run, like those are like when I see these up and coming teams, they're pro teams sometimes too. I could go down the rabbit hole, but I'm like, I'll ask guys, hey, what do you do at your practices? Do you play points? You run drills? Like, what do you do? I'm like, I would mostly play points. I'm like, who are you playing points against? Oh, our divisional team or this or that. I'm just like shaking my head. Like, what the fuck are you guys thinking?
Yeah.
Like, how do you think this is gonna work?
Yeah.
You think you're gonna all of a sudden, you know, you're going to literally to make appear out of the ether the 20 years of experience that some of these badass pro players have in these teams of gelling and, you know, having all the experience you guys have had in the deep water, and by playing points against your divisional team, are you lost your goddamn minds? You need to do drills, you know, because, you know, there is a hyperspeed way to getting, you know, into tearing yourself up at this game, and it's if you know what drills to run, you don't waste your time in practice, you show up with that, you know, business-like attitude, then incredibly, these are teachable skills, and that inside stuff that's tough to teach, that's coachable, you know, then you can bring that stuff out. But the only way to do that, to hyperspeed your development and to try to, you know, get anywhere close to, you know, how do you mimic the 10,000 hours for, you know, for excellence that you need?
Yeah.
Well, you try to use as much possible time as you had to simulate the learning moments. We play 5-on-5, the point starts. Okay, well, what are we hoping for in practice? That we get to a learning moment, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and it all, if you have the right mindset, it all should be a learning moment. 5-on-5 should be a learning moment, but that's not realistic.
Right.
Or you just put people in position immediately if you're trying to get better, and then you just dive right into the learning moments, and you spend the entire time in the learning moments.
Yeah.
So that's why, again, pay BKI, pay or whatever, whoever it is. Someone's doing a local
Pay a
clinic.
pro.
Yeah, pay a pro, man. It's like, dude, when I didn't start playing golf till I was 40, and I'm sorry that I waited 6 months to take a lesson. That was stupid, because even that 6 months built bad tendencies that the lesson I did take, the guy was like, all right, dude, we got to change
break
your
it down.
grip.
Yeah.
You know, we got to do a bunch of different things here. But lo and behold, that was the best money I ever spent, because, you know, all of a sudden now, you know, just in one lesson, in an hour, the dude fixed shit that would have taken me, maybe I never fixed that.
Right.
Meter said he's really good at shooting pie plates.
Yeah.
Peter, I'm sure you're really good at shooting pie plates. You're good at a lot of things.
And my head. Well, no, Maddie, that's right, and we say it a lot, right? It's not just, and a lot of you guys are, a lot of the people in here, they don't compete. You don't have to compete to want to get better, right? Like, you don't compete. I mean, you do compete with Davey here and there, but like the big thing about it is just if you get a little bit of confidence and you learn a new ability and you fix something, you fix a little bit of your form or your mechanics, or you learn this drill on how to break down a field, and then you put it into actual play, whether it's walk-ons or it's at the NXL in front of Maddie, right? You put this thing into practice and you actually execute a skill set that you were kind of hesitant about or didn't really understand before, or just, it could be something very simple. And it's crazy to think like that some people are too good to have a coach or above that.
Dude, it blew my mind. We were in Europe one time. I was out there. It was kind of a gig from the War Games. This was a War Games sponsored team that I was coaching, divisional team out in Germany. Great venture, but we were at this local field, kind of middle of nowhere, Germany, and we needed some people to play against. You know, we were running drills, but they didn't have a shit ton of people there. So I go up to this other divisional team. I'm like, hey, man, you guys want to do some drills? They're like, we don't do drills. And I'm like, okay, why not? Like, that is not the way to get better at paintball. I'm like, how the fuck do you know?
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on here, dude? But hey, again, to each their own, like you said. But that's it. What I don't understand is that I don't care if you're trying to get better at like typing on your computer, dude. Doing anything with an intentional practice to create a learning moment, you're going to get better at. And then sure enough, the next time you go try to type something, it's going to be easier.
Yeah.
Hit a golf ball, it's going to be easier. Snapshot's going to be easier. I'll never forget. And I don't know why this random thought came to my head, but I remember when I was first trying to come up and play this game, and we were 16, 17 years old, and I was just doing drills in my backyard just constantly over and over and over again. Just one ball, you know, we used to have like 10 balls in my hand essentially and go around and kind of do these drills. But I remember doing drills enough so that when, you know, we started playing the next season, we were on this like at Borderland, this good old fashioned woods ball push, which it was like me, Davey, like I think Todd was there. It was like way, back in the day, like 95, 96. Anyway, but we come around this bush area. It's like me and Davey are kind of pushing in, and I just out of reflex, because I had done all these drills, like I'm on a dead sprint, like up and down like hills or through trees, like tree drilling people, and we're fucking these dudes up. And I came around this guy, old dude, 45 years old, obviously not been doing drills, rolls up all slow. I literally dodged the stream of paintballs, take a knee, slide, shoot him in the chest, and then run right past him talking shit. And I'm just like, and it was all just so fluid. And, but I don't know why this came to my mind, but it was so fun and pleasurable. You know, it was just like, wow, I earned that. I worked my ass off to get better at this. And this is when we were just getting better. And then we started making a name for ourselves, you know? And so it's like, and it just, so yeah, you put the work in, shit becomes more fun. You want to have fun, play paintball, like do some more, sorry I'm getting on a rant here about drills, but Jesus Christ, dude, like it's really not that hard.
No, it's right. And I mean, you know, we what?
That'd be great at kids' birthday parties.
You know, who posted that? Who posted that meme the other day? We were
Probably
laughing
not.
about how it was like, my cousin said they're having their birthday party at the paintball field, and it was like the it was like Anakin Skywalker.
It was Wolf.
Wolf standing in the room. It was like Anakin Skywalker right before he goes in with all the kids, the young Jedi kids.
It's like when my cousin says that we're having a kid's birthday party, and everyone's like, all right, tight. Yeah, I'm coming. I'll be there. Yeah, so. Is it true that young J-Rab made you so mad you and the other guys duct taped him in the dye warehouse?
That is true. That's a true story. Well, it wasn't that he made us mad. It's that, J-Rab has always had some fire to him. And I mean, he must have been, I don't know, 9 or 10. But we were at the dye warehouse, and he was playing around in the machine shop. It's dangerous in the machine shop.
Yeah.
You can't have a 9-year-old kid playing around in the machine shop. So me and Davey had warned him, hey, dude, and we told Rab, too, we're like, hey, dude, kid keeps coming to the machine shop. We can't have him in there. Like, we're going to do something about that.
Yeah.
And then so he kept doing it, and he was doing it on purpose because he was a little son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And so we just grabbed some duct tape and hog-tied him and brought him to his dad and put him down in the office, duct tape. And then Brandon was also, like, just punching us in the ankles, like, don't touch my brother. And so I love both the Rabikoff dudes, but, yeah, they both have some fire to them. But, yeah, we had to hog tie J-Rab to keep him out of the warehouse.
It was for his safety.
I really liked him. It was for his own
safety,
good.
yeah.
It was for his own good.
So yeah. Anyway, speaking of the combine, there's 5 spots left, February 5th to the 6th. So if that wasn't a good enough sell for why you should sign up for at least the combine, it's a no-brainer. Especially those of you guys who are up in that area. And I believe that now that we've announced, or they have announced the
yeah,
it's
wearing me out. It's not wrong though.
The WNXL, the 6 teams, the Heroines, the Femme Fatales, Destiny, Dallas Vibes, Sacramento Diamonds, and the Chesapeake Cheetahs are all teams now. And for those of you women who would also like to come to the combine, I know that the Sacramento Diamonds are going to be looking for players out there as well.
I think that's something that needs to get out there a little bit too, is that who's actually looking to pick people up.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the Ironmen are going to have an open tryout, right? So that's going to get out there. Hey, if you want out there and you want to play pro paintball on a legendary franchise, show up at the Ironman tryout. So for these the female teams that are playing, I'm just wondering, because some of those teams seem to be kind of dialed, right? Like they have their group.
Yes.
But we don't. I don't know. I don't know if the public knows who potentially could be. Who could they get on? You know.
I know that Lori's watching this, and I don't think Anthony is, but they have a big influence in the WNXL as well, and then they could probably help to figure out what rosters do need filling, and where to send players to go find. Because you're right, that is a good call.
Yeah. Just just again let people know what's possible,
that the Ironmen are having open tryouts as well.
Yeah,
but I assume that they're okay. The Diamonds and Femme Fatales both have upcoming tryouts, so yeah, because you always want to round out your roster, and like you said, they could find a diamond in the rough.
Yeah, you never know. There's going to be, no pun intended, some
a
diamonds
Sacramento
out there.
diamond in the rough.
Yeah,
Sacramento diamond in the rough. Well, I'll tell you what, my 3 picks for the Ironmen.
Okay, here we go.
Andy Kopkock.
Okay.
I'm going to pick Kevin Rhodes
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I already recommended Kevin because a
Yeah,
couple of shows ago, I think I said something along the lines of like, heard the Ironmen are not doing so hot. And when we were talking to Nick, he messaged me and was like, dude, I'd love to help out. So maybe he'll go out to the tryouts. I told Fran that, but Fran said, no, we're good. Don't worry about it. And then Chris Zuno. I've been praising Zuno ever since I saw him beat. You actually ended up beating him. Remember at the combine when he rolled up and was like first try.
Yeah.
And you're like, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Everybody,
Who's
hold
he
my shit.
playing for right now, then?
I think he plays D2 or D3.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
he's a
so
D2 or
that's-
D3 guy.
Another thing, and I would like to get your guys' thoughts on these, even though I appreciate not having to ask all the questions. I love coming on other people's shows, so I don't have to like be asking all the questions all the damn time, and I can cuss more. It's great. I love it. But it just, there is a transitionary period. We are seeing a churn right now. We've seen multiple retirements here, and nothing lasts forever. You can't do this forever. As I sit here with, somebody was like, yeah, Maddie, you should get back out there. I'm 44. My knees don't work anymore.
Maddie might
I'm
be at the
30
tryout.
pounds overweight,
He's
bro.
gonna dust
Like,
off
there's
the
just not
carnivore.
even a chance, maybe 40 pounds overweight. I don't know. It's not happening. I'm gonna play some 10-man though, and some big games with my custom autocockers, which we'll be dropping this year at some point. But the thing is that there's a churn happening right now.
Yeah.
We are seeing a transition. Players that were rookies before are becoming veterans. Certain guys are elevating. Certain guys are not elevating as they should, and we're seeing some retirement. So, Brad retired, John retired, Greg retired. We're seeing, some guy, and then some guys flirting with it. So it just, even Archie, when we had him on my show, he was like, I didn't know if I was going to keep doing this or have a new story to tell myself. And so I think I'm gonna go with Dynasty because it still lives in my soul. So that being said, there's a massive, it's always next man up. So there are going to be massive opportunities for potential D2 players that are D2 now that can go make names for themselves, like we've seen, like a Mike Urena. Now, he wasn't D2. He had come from Elevation, and they had tiered up from before that. But, Mike, Jesus Christ, like Mike Urena really has made a name for himself.
Yeah, he stepped up big time,
He really has. You guys are seeking a badass snake player. And you found one, so so it's going to be a cool couple of years. Everyone's always like, what happens if so and so? What happens if this team leaves? I'm like, okay, well then the next team will come up, and we'll have, hopefully there'll be a great story too. But welcome to just the evolution of things. I'm not really too scared about it, to be honest. And I'm interested. And I think it's going to be fascinating.
Yeah, and it's good for you because it'll be a little change up. Dynasty will be a little dusty old.
I just love telling the same story all over again.
But,
here we go. Team A is beating the shit out of Team B again. And thank you guys for joining us here. It's a very similar thing constantly. And so.
What do you think about the new bunker set? Because I don't know.
I can shoot over the wings now, so I'm stoked.
I can't. Only when it's like...
You can now. There's mini ones.
There's mini wings? No, those are the same size.
No, they're not. There's mini.
Wait, the two new wings aren't full-size wings?
No, they're like mini wings.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because there's mini bricks.
There's mini, like every mini.
So they got rid of the four. Oh, I didn't know those wings were mini.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I'm not sure.
It's like a lay down, like one of those lay down race with a little nipple on it.
Ugh.
But it's like mini.
But that's gonna be so lousy.
Yeah,
that's gonna be such
a
crappy bunker.
I always get sad when they have those at the 50 and Mouse is like rapping and he's like, wow, just shooting the whole other side of the field.
I know.
That
Like,
thing.
oh, cool. Is that what it's like? Yeah, him or Nick or like Blake.
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, if you stand up, you can shoot this guy. I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, but you guys are harder to shoot. What are you talking about?
Okay, I remember distinctly when the W was there. We were gonna play on the wall. We were playing Infamous. Because remember, like, so there were guys that were like, Nick Laval was a pain in the ass when there was that W. Damian Ryan was probably the biggest pain in the ass. But I remember we were playing Infamous, and Damien was playing on Infamous at the time. And we were playing him at like one of the 5 o'clock games where the sun was like, it looks like right now. And that thing was deflated enough, and I was standing up in the middle of it, just turning. I'm like, this is what it's like? It was almost reminiscent of when we were Dynasty and we were using Angels with IntelliFeeds, and we were practicing against Bob Long's Ironman, and they had the whatchamacallums with warp
shooting,
drives.
No, we had that. I had the same
26
experience.
balls a second.
I was out there shooting the carnivore, and I'm out there playing against Bob Long, and he's like, "Matty, come shoot my new gun," like.
Well, my gun
and
went down.
it's like
shooting 330 at
Yeah, she's
25 balls a
every-
second. I'm
every-
like,
every trigger
it's gonna
pull,
be a rough day. It's
3
40 degrees
balls,
out.
yeah.
Everyone's wearing fucking hoodies. I'm like, oh, it's
3 balls
terrible.
come out every time. But I remember it was the same thing. It was like I had this. It wasn't even an epiphany. It was just like, dude, you guys all suck, right? Because that's exactly what I said to them, verbatim. I go, how do you guys suck? How do you guys possibly lose anything? Because my gun went down, and I was shooting 8 balls a second with my IR3 with an IntelliFeed on the thing with a Revolution spinning it. I'm like, and my gun went down, and so I get like Zach Long's gun, and it was like.
Yeah.
It was a snake coming out of the front of the gun, and you shoot 6 guys, and there's only 5 of them. You shoot everybody on the sidelines. Like, it's impossible not to win with those things.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm like, dude, you guys suck.
Yeah.
Like, how do you ever lose anything shooting these guns?
Yeah.
And so that one time when the W deflated enough that I could stand over it, I'm like, oh, this is great.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
No
good.
wonder these guys just stand up here and just shoot everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the first year of the NXL when Bobby was using the insane, like, ridiculous cheating boards, and then at the end of the year, after the whole 5-event season, we finally get the Aggie boards and the DM3s, the first DMs that came out, and Yoshi and I were using block matrices with single triggers that whole season essentially. We had a couple other guns here or there, and then we finally got the DMs, and I remember going over to Bobby's guys. I'm like, how did you not win every goddamn event this year? I mean, you're shooting 320 at 25 balls a second with these halos, and I've got a goddamn slingshot over here. Like shooting spit wads with a wooden straw. I mean, it was rough out there for a little bit.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. That's funny.
But yes. So, okay. I like your pickups.
Yeah, those are my pickups.
Can
Those
they
are-
pull the trigger on it? That's the thing.
Can they
You never
pull the
know.
trigger?
I don't know. If they have someone to offer, I really hope that they don't go into another one of those slumps. I like the leadership on the team, but they need to pull the trigger on some of these moves and they need to protect their guys.
Well,
It's hard out here, man.
Yeah,
You're gonna get completely torn apart. And what are you gonna do? I mean, Seals gets offered some coin from, and I love the story with the Latin Saints. That's gonna be cool. I like the name. Are they gonna pick anyone else up? I don't know. We will see. I was asking Diego, the owner, really like the owner. He's a very nice guy, very intelligent, and he definitely wants to make a run at it. But I'm like, look, dude, this is very difficult. A team gets relegated. No matter what, you do not want to spend the money to become a pro team, buy a spot, and then get relegated. So do whatever you have to do, if you can afford it, to put a competitive roster out there. And I thought Seals had a great year last year. His work ethic is really tiered up, and I'm expecting big things for him. But I think the Gallego brothers are also playing on that team. Not exactly sure, so I'm still waiting to get like their roster, full roster, and then can they get anyone else? I mean, we still have 2 more months to go, but if you're just now trying to make moves, you're kind of a little bit late in the game.
I did have that conversation with one of them as well. It was like, you got to make this happen here. Well, here's the rumor, or sorry, this is their roster. I don't know any of these people. I know Melvin and Silos, obviously, but yeah, you got the Gallego brothers. But yeah, it's gonna be
Some of those names I've seen before on some different teams.
Yeah. I mean, for sure.
But that's great. But as we well know, again, it's really difficult, and a team will get demoted, and then depending on what happens, I would like to see them make a couple more moves if possible.
Yeah.
If not, then I hope you guys work your ass off, because it's gonna be really hard this year. So we'll see. But and then I hope the Ironmen find some diamonds in that tryout. That is an opportunity for
it's a great opportunity
for whoever is out there that wants to play pro, on a legendary squad.
They could always call Dan Norcross back.
They probably should.
They should. I think Dan's good.
Coco Blanco.
Coco Blanco. He loves bonus balling people. He loves bonus balling people about as much as Rainey does. I think between the two of those guys might be the 2 guys that love just for no reason. Just like, come on.
Do you think Rainey bonus balls people for no reason? Because
Well,
I feel like most times
he
when I see
does.
Rainey shoot somebody, it's for a reason. It might be to stir you up, so you might not think it's for a reason.
That's
but
the reason. Yeah. I
think Dan just likes overshooting people.
Yeah.
Nah,
I
he
didn't know
does,
that
'cause
about
he's a really
Dan.
nice
I was
guy.
gonna say,
Yeah,
he's like
Because
so
he'll be like,
chill.
why'd you do that? And I'm like, I don't know, sorry.
Yeah.
Like, Rainey will be like, that's right.
Yeah, and exactly.
Maddie, you like spicy stuff?
Oh
Do
my
we
God.
still have that pepper?
I'm not eating shit. I'm not eating shit. Dude.
So
Don't
just
even try to give me your-
everybody,
I'm
Maddie
not-
does.
I'm
Maddie
not
did-
playing your reindeer games,
Maddie did
bro.
go.
I'm not playing your reindeer games.
My
Last
manager.
Christmas was when we met up with Maddie. We're like, dude, we ate this. That's when
yeah.
we ate the peanut brittle.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
give me horrible stories every time. Nothing about any of your stories makes me want to eat any of the bullshit you eat on the show.
I'll tell you what though, some of the stuff I bet you'd eat, like the egg, I'm sure you'd eat. The balut, I don't know. There's some things in here that are like, we ate the durian fruit. That was interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I would eat.
Hot dog popsicle, you know, that could be
Shitty
something.
flavored jelly beans.
Oh, we got some of those.
Oh, those are terrible.
No. Some of them are
Those
good
are-
and some of them are
I
lousy.
know
We don't
how
which
it
ones are
works,
which.
bro. I've been there. We tried to poison people with that before.
I can go get them.
Yeah,
for
I don't
you.
want any of this.
He
No,
literally
I'm fine.
goes, all right, I'll
I'm
come on the
chilling,
show.
I'm sitting here. I'm sipping my IPAs. I'm having a good time.
They'll taste better than those IPAs.
There's
I'll
not.
tell you
That's flagrant bullshit, but that's fine. It's each their own.
We have a pepper. It's not. It's like I think like the second spiciest pepper in the world. So it's not like that.
It's not the hottest pepper. Maddie goes, I'll come on the show, but my manager says that I don't have to
I'm
eat
the manager.
anything. Yeah.
I'm the manager.
I just figured it was your wife going, you can go on their show, but don't eat anything stupid.
That would probably. Yeah, Morgan would definitely say that for sure.
That's what I thought the manager was. Dizon will bring you a balut.
See, but I'll eat like the most disgusting thing I've ever had in my entire life. You've been to Tahiti. Mm-hmm. Did you have? I think it's called fafaru. Did you have that?
No,
Did you
I
hear
don't
about
think
that?
so.
Oh, man, it's just been a trick they played on Nikki and I, but
Was it those little mollusks that they pull out?
no. So it's like and everyone has their own recipe, but the native Tahitians they like catch the fish. So it's fresh fish. But then you put it in this cauldron of seawater and some spices and all this stuff, and you let it ferment.
Cauldron.
And then everyone spices and how long they let it ferment. But dude, honestly, I ate that and my stomach was messed up for like a month after that. It was horrible, and I got like a pretty iron stomach. And it was like, and I remember me and Nikki and I ate it, and then I was terrible. So don't eat that if you're in Tahiti. I apologize to any native Tahitians out there who are like, "It shit is delicious."
Yeah.
It's not delicious. I'm
Well,
sorry.
that's. I mean, we have a lot of Filipino fan base.
I love
and,
Filipino people.
Exactly.
Big
And
fan.
Well, they would love for you to eat a balut or
I'm
one
sure
of the
they
eggs
would.
or yeah.
I'm sure they would.
Yeah.
Do you guys eat balut on a regular basis?
No, we
Is my
did it
question.
once though, and it was bad. And actually, one of the guys, Earl, from my team that I coach, the Savages or LA Savage, is just one singular, but he was like, "Look, I got one for you," and he ate it the night before on the web, and he was shitting himself all day the next day. And he's like, "I don't know if that was a good
Sounds
one."
great.
And
Yeah,
I was
I'm
like,
trying not to shit myself all day tomorrow. I have to do some more interviews, and I'm
Well,
not trying to
luckily-
be sitting there trying to do interviews like.
Well, you could just
excuse me
spit it
real
out.
quick.
You could just taste the sensation.
Well,
No.
there's several
No.
different sensations with the balut. We don't have one, but
I
we
was saying
do
the
have.
pepper.
Yeah, the pepper.
Yeah.
I don't know if we still have. Where is the
Not-
peppers in the fridge?
I think so. I don't know. You
We
have
should
them.
probably find that.
Yeah.
Before Sloan does.
I am growing because I saw people were posting about the hot peppers like Carolina Reapers. I'm actually growing Carolina Reapers in my backyard, so hopefully I'll have one to bring for you guys.
Well, the one that we
If you eat
ate,
one,
and
also.
and yeah,
you
and
ever had-
Just kidding.
have you ever had like an
The one-
insanely hot?
the
like,
one we
the
ate-
one we have. Look, so
Yeah,
here's
yeah.
here's the stats on the one we ate.
Which one did you eat?
We ate the
The-
one the 2.2.
It's
We,
called a-
ours was considerably hotter.
Pro
Um,
Pelli. I think
It's a Primo Tali.
Primo
Tali. It's hotter than a Carolina Reaper. Now, I did send
Yeah,
one.
it's a hard no, bro.
I did send one up to Ryan
Sorry.
Matthews, but it didn't arrive until yesterday. And he said that his wife was really, really intent on watching. And so she's got the ring light, and they have the whole video set up, ready to go. But they didn't set it up by last night, and he didn't get off work in time today to eat it and upload it. But he's going to eat it probably tonight. But his wife was insistent on the fact
Yeah,
that she be there. There he is. He's going to be eating it tonight, and we're going to get the video, and so we're going to show it to everybody next week. But she was like, I need to watch him suffer. And so...
I'd just like to say that whoever is it Joel? Yeah, I'm Filipino, and hell no, I do not eat that. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, dude. Just because you're from a culture doesn't mean you have to eat the ridiculous bullshit that some people like to eat from your culture.
I agree.
Nothing tops that one time.
like
though,
IPAs for you,
that
apparently.
There you
we-
go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was just
our
gonna say
culture.
that time we had to drink IPAs. That
Yeah,
was
that's
by far the
probably,
worst.
yeah.
The worst thing we ever
Yeah,
did.
drinking
That
terrible
was-
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could go many different ways, but you would never expect it to be an IPA. Yeah, you're
Not so
like,
bad IPAs. It can definitely taste disgusting. But
yes, they all taste
not
like that.
most,
to me.
no, that's a
So
bummer.
how the
I feel
bad
bad
ones
for you.
taste for you? That's like us.
Yeah.
Oh.
Then I understand.
Jacob, I'll have the video today or tomorrow, and then I'm gonna upload it and we'll show it on next week's show. So that's when you guys will be able to find the video. And then Bruce Cook might be cooking up a
more
couple
peppers.
of more peppers if there might be a slight liability issue.
Oh yeah, we were talking
so,
about that.
yeah.
We probably shouldn't be sending out
hot, deadly peppers to people.
right?
That's probably true. Yeah.
Yeah. So we do want you guys to eat them because we want you guys to feel the sensations that we feel. But we wanted you to do it responsibly and absolve us of all liability first.
Got a waiver?
Yeah,
Got a waiver you can sign?
We're gonna need to create a waiver.
Can you go to
Yeah,
this link
true.
and just need you to
Contract.
sign a waiver here?
So we're gonna think about it. We're gonna see if Ryan actually is able to upload the video and on all that after he eats it. Then we'll debate on whether or not we're gonna send out more of these Primotali peppers. But I don't know. Otherwise, we'll think about what we're gonna eat.
Well, and if some of my Carolina Reapers come in, because I
Yeah,
actually
you can come.
have,
You can come on the show anytime you want. If you bring over
Appreciate
some
that.
peppers, we'll chop them up. Maybe we'll make like a salsa out of it.
that would be dope.
Yeah, we'll be able to do like a little thing.
I have peppers in my backyard right now that have made it through the winter. I just have not
we
actually
go.
harvested them. I was actually going to bring some today. We talked about this. I was like, I can bring some peppers from the garden and we do a little taste test. And you're like, yeah, let's do it. And then with all the interview stuff we had to do today, I just had no time.
It's okay. We prefer not to, but we will. We will.
Do it.
And
if
we
you
did
have
it
to.
just the other week. So
Yeah.
anyway.
So
All
what
right.
other
Should I
talking
announce
points
that-
do we
Well,
have?
we had
Do we have some more news to break or any stuff to talk about?
that one was the biggest news. I had
LJ to Aftermath. is another one.
LJ and Frank.
That is big
Tommaso.
news.
Those are big. Yeah.
Oh, Frank went to Aftermath too. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, you
So
didn't?
Aftermath.
No, I didn't know that.
Aftermath is stacked.
Yeah, they're getting pretty stacked.
I wonder who they're dropping or who they dropped.
I talked to Mike yesterday.
There we go.
That's
what we're talking about.
A
You have the
long
info.
period of time, and they're not dropping anybody. And what they're gonna do is, and I love how Mike likes to run this. I think they might have 11 dudes now.
Yep.
They're just gonna show up and
Someone's gonna get hit with the clip.
yeah, and whoever
Whoever's standing.
performs, yeah, it's Survivor Island as it well should be. If you want to be a legit pro team and you want to win tournaments, and if it's not a little bit of Survivor Island, then you're probably not doing enough to have enough good talent out there to push the people that currently are on the team. So yeah, they're gonna bring all those dudes to practice, and they're gonna be practicing a lot. Mike said that he has a counter of how many times every single dude on that roster has played in the off season, and certain dudes are destroying other dudes. But we well know that how much you practice does not necessarily equate to you being the best at the tournament. I mean, Brandon Short rolled up at World Cup and just got a practice in and still did pretty good for you guys to help you guys win World Cup. So
Yeah, like I said, he doesn't even need to.
you never know. But yeah, I think that the 8th place overall that Aftermath took this year, I think it would be very disappointing if they did worse than that, considering that I believe the roster is going to be substantially better. Another thing, the question with Aftermath, the biggest question, and Mike was totally, Mike's very honest, and the question is who's going to play the snake for them. Because to me, if you have like Woodley is elite on his best days. There's a reason why he gets paid to play paintball. Thomas Kim is, I feel, on his best days, he's amazing, dude. He's getting so good. He's
a
so
great
consistent. He's been super solid for them. He's their go-to guy. He's never going to come off the field unless he's like seriously injured or that's about it, because he should be in good enough shape to play every single point. And then, now with Frank coming over, he's back and healthy. He had hurt a little ligament in his leg, he had to have surgery, or foot, had to have surgery on it. Those 3 dudes probably should be playing. It's their spots to lose. Come and get one of those spots. But the biggest question, it was like with Dynasty, who's going to be playing the snake? Who's going to be the main guy, right? You've had multiple guys in that spot. And then Mike kind of stepped up, and nothing against Arturo. He had an event where he was elite too, and he's been a good guy off the bench for you guys. He's had some good points, and he's versatile too. But to me, that's the biggest question mark right now for Aftermath. Yes, they look very strong. Yes, they got a shit ton of dudes. Mike's super motivated to have that team be
Brustleback
competitive.
will be.
Brustleback is back, but that's the question. So they have between Unger, Hallberg, Brustleback.
Oh, and Unger.
They have a lot of guys that can
Right.
play that snake side. And then Brustleback was texting with Brustleback. Brustleback is super motivated right now. He wants to get after it. He's after having to sit essentially a whole year. He's super pissed off. So yeah, Aftermath could be scary next year because they have some super motivated dudes that want to step up and be the one
and
on the
Cody
snake.
also. Did you already mention Cody?
Cody Woodruff.
Trong.
Cody Chong. Yeah. So they have 2 Codys.
Well, and Woodruff.
So Woodruff's a great prospect. Really liked. He's a son of the dude that owns ASG Paintball Park. Saw him have some really good play out there at the 7-man, the HK event in the middle of 2020. He's really good. Played for them at World Cup. Very talented and not a young dude. He's a grown man. I think he's like approaching 30. And then Cody Chong broke his leg, so he was hurt for a while. He's had injuries, so he's like so with the knock on Cody, he's a little bit of a glass cannon, so he can go off and have big points, but he has had some problems with injuries, so that's a little bit of an issue. But again, between all of these different guys, like I like all those guys. We've seen all those guys have big moments out there, but the question is going to be who's going to be the go-to guy, or is it going to be kind of like a situation like Impact? So you have, Mouse and you. That's fine. We get 2 badass snake guys. Perfect. Best case scenario. No wonder you guys have done as well as you have. So that would be best case scenario, is if they could get 2 of the 4 or 5 dudes that are going to be playing that position, to emerge. Because we do know, like, Thomas is elite at this point in time. We know that Woodley's elite on his best days. Woodley's just a little inconsistent, and you got to get Woodley dialed in mentally off the to get him there present. Yeah. But Woodley's a great fun guy. Love Woodley, and then Frank is a beast, dude.
Yeah, Frank's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, he's a pain in the ass.
I think he's
on the field.
Yes,
not off the field. He's a great dude. He's not a pain in the ass.
He's like,
as a competitor.
Yeah, as a competitor. That's what I meant. Sorry. No, Frank's great. I really like Frank. As a matter of fact, we talked about possibly pursuing Frank. As a matter of fact, we might have even asked him, but it was like I think he had already committed to Revo. But anyway, mainly because every time that we played Revo, he was coming down the Dorito side and we couldn't stop him. And that's kind of like the guys that we've always picked up in the past. Like it's the guys that beat you up are the ones that you want on your team.
Oh yeah,
for
of
sure.
Course.
Yeah,
but yeah, they will be. There's still some to prove there, but they're going to be a real big threat this year, and Mike's going to whip those dudes into shape. So they will not be suffering for a lack of funds, a lack of effort, or a lack of will, or a lack
Cutthroat
of
City.
Yeah, that's that for sure. So yeah, that's gonna be a fun story. It's gonna be a very interesting story. I think that if they don't do better than 8th overall, I would be really pissed off if I was on that team.
I'm sure that they'll do well.
Ryan, do we want to announce this?
Yeah, so that was I like how Maddie, I like how you go, what else is new? Oh, here I got notes of news. Yeah. So you guys got anything else to talk about? Oh, that's right.
Well, this is my job. So
I talked to Mike yesterday. Like, whoa, we just could like, what do you mean? You should be like, hey, I got some more. Do you have anything else to tell us?
I talked when we shut down. Oh, I should have talked about.
We should have brought up this guy.
That's the guy that I just talked about.
Yeah. I'm gonna save some stuff for my show. Shit.
Yeah, true. Yeah. So I mean, that was it. Like these are my notes. Move alerts. Those are that's it right there.
Frank Antipasta.
Yeah, I call him Antipasta. As a matter of fact, I think we talked about it a long time ago. Yeah. What does this even mean? Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's right, because I put him on my MVP or my
and I was
All-Star
making.
squad.
I was like, who? I was like, is that
autocorrect, right? Bro?
Yeah. Can you get some more comfortable chairs? Jesus.
Dude, these are killer, huh?
Yeah. I mean, they look cool and everything, but I'm getting old, dude. That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, usually we're not having dinner for an hour and a half. I mean, Kyle and I sit up here. We're obviously in shape and strapping, handsome men that can sit upright for more than 30 minutes.
I can sit upright. It's not sitting upright. It's this bar that's like just digging a hole into my lower back. Jesus Christ.
Yes, Maddie. Next time you come over, we'll grab
like a more comfortable chair,
a lazy boy or a wheelchair or something for you.
Yeah,
one of those beds.
Good looking out.
Yeah, you got it, dog.
Like a big old lounge chair. That would be sweet.
So
the winner. Are we gonna announce the winner?
Yeah. So we got a winner. We also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 giveaways that we're gonna do. A bunch of sticker packs, HORMESIS hat. There's a handful of things that did not get claimed over the years, which go back into the pile. Also, G2 and Dynasty. I'm waiting for a package of just defunct HK Army gear that was in the treasure chest of Dynasty's assistant coach. It was being brought to all the events, but we don't need it anymore, so we're going to be giving away some of this here, and I believe the PTG crew will also be giving away a handful of stuff. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel right now. I'm going to spin it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times for this, and we are also going to be announcing the winner of the giveaway number.
That's a lot of names.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are all the members of the show.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, thank you. Now I just got to figure out.
Kaleidoscope.
Yeah.
Am I on drugs right now? Did you slip something into my beer?
Yeah, no, the beer slipped something into your
Thank
beer.
God.
That's just this. That's just your. That's just the IPA happening. Speaking of getting old, I can't. There it is. I can't see the screen. All right, got to get those blue blocker glasses from William Painter with that $20 discount code at the bottom of the screen. All right, the first winner is Alan S. All right, and we're spinning. It's her.
Woo!
And
There we go, Alan S. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Yeah.
So it actually puts that in.
Hell yeah.
And I got an air horn that we can blow.
Oh, it's just tight.
We can't hear it, but apparently it blows. If it's anywhere in the yellow, it blows everybody's. Timmy Maestro. It blows everybody's eardrums
What's
out.
the big win here?
Well, some might say the Hormesis hat is the big win.
How much is that worth now?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
Is it like a real
$2,000
Yeah,
on the
it's
black
a
market.
Yeah, no. Well, it's. I mean, it's a real one.
I have Alex hit me up when we played that big game together. He's like, "Do I get a gift for you?" It was a Meat Hammers headband.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's like, "We have made. I don't know how many of these we made."
Wait, I have a cool one to show you too.
like an original meat hammer.
Yeah, like you are original Meat Hammer.
I know.
And those got to be. I'm not gonna sell it, but
Right.
I mean, those they're super rare because it's not like they put them out to sell. So yeah, we have some Meat Hammers. For our college fund, for our children. Maybe we'll let it go. We'll see. I don't
Maybe
know.
we'll
But
go.
we
Okay.
need to get you a.
This one right here is going to be for the Hormesis hat. So whoever wins on this one is going to get.
I'm holding
yeah.
right now.
Here
It's
it
a
is.
dad hat, though.
It is a dad hat. Those
we
are
need
my
to get him to
favorite.
make some like flat hats.
Okay.
I mean, you do live in Southern California. Oh,
Garrett. Garrett, almost.
Subleski. Sorry for butchering your last name, man, but it's Russian.
Polish?
Polish, Eastern European for sure.
All right, and then the next one is for.
And so he won the Hormesis hat.
He just won the Hormesis hat, just like that.
Garrett Subleski.
Subleski.
Spicka, aren't you from the
And
east?
then David Reed. All right, yeah. Let's have Spicka try to pronounce this right here. I don't
Isn't
know.
he from like the Czech Republic originally or something?
Is he from the Czech?
Not. I know he's not from. He's from North Carolina. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying from his family back in the day.
Possibly.
I'm English. I can pronounce all the
Possibly.
English names. Awesome. Okay. Shit. Look at the last guy.
Zubleski. Here we
David
go.
Reed.
Zubleski.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Phonetic.
That's it.
Phonetic
Yeah.
spelling. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. That's how it should be spelled.
Alex
Hey.
giving me this one.
Hey.
Have you seen this guy?
It's not even the guy who. So
No, it's just
that's
someone
his
else,
boy.
Jay McCann.
Yeah,
Like,
McCann.
gotta
It must be his
be.
teammate.
It is.
Ooh, what? That's tight.
Yeah.
Let me see real quick.
Show the people.
I'm going to. Yeah, hold on.
Yeesh.
Can I enjoy it for a second?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Oh, this is really cool.
yeah, he
No,
has
this
a bunch
is
of
this
different
OG trauma one here.
Super rad.
That's tight. Yeah, those are
So like I
cool.
said, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Don't raise up.
Roll up. And there's a couple other really cool announcements, partnerships, and things coming out with Hormesis, with JT, with me, with everybody. So we'll be announcing and showing you guys some cool collaborations.
Yeah, it's really cool,
so you're definitely gonna have some sweet stuff
Keep that one.
coming in. And just so you know, Mega members, if you guys are Dynasty Champions Club members, we want to thank you for the support. I am wearing one of the Champions Club jackets, which you guys are going to be getting in the next. I think we're shipping next week. So everybody who's a Dynasty Champions Club member, we appreciate that support as well. Also, Hawaiian Legends. I keep forgetting. I'm just super pumped about this event. You did a clinic in Hawaii, in Oahu.
Yes.
You've done that.
Yes.
Right. I haven't done a clinic
I love
out there.
Hawaii. I love
but
Hawaiians.
Yeah.
I love that whole,
Dude,
that
they
whole
had-
vibe, as the kids are calling it these days.
They had 3 teams at World Cup. I know, and I know one of the teams is called Maui Mixed Plate, and I love that name.
It's great.
That's my favorite name. But
Yeah.
that's big. They're representing big.
There's just it's just the Islanders have always been good at paintball though. I
Mm-hmm.
mean it's a pump culture. Aaron Carter originally from Hawaii as well. Grew up speaking pidgin. Crazy stories, but yeah, no, I've always had a soft spot in my heart for that area of the world and would like to get out there more. It's just and it's not that far, but it's a really cool thing. Yeah, love the vibe over there for sure.
Flex fits with Brian Cole. Yeah, so that's I'm stoked for that. Also, so February is going to be a big month. We're gonna have to do some on the road episodes, and we're gonna have Alex. We gotta have Alex on next week because we do need to talk to him about. We're going heli skiing.
Shit.
Yeah, for my birthday.
Damn baller. They must be doing well. No.
Well, we're doing one day. we got it. We scrounged it up, saved up.
You
We got-
deserve
we're
it.
doing one
No,
day.
that's badass.
For my 40th birthday. But when I told Kyle, I was like, yeah, and Alex is going. He's like, wait, Alex is gonna go with you in a
like,
helicopter and
Alex?
get
Like,
out
you're
of
Alex?
you're out like Fragey, and he's gonna get out of the helicopter.
He's scared of going outside.
Yeah,
That shit.
yeah,
Jump
so-
out of a helicopter.
So we do need to get him back on the show and figure that one out to see.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in NorCal. I'm heading up there next Wednesday. We're gonna do some interviews for Sundays with the NorCal contingent. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and I'm gonna try to take some more coins in a golf game off of Yosh and Alex.
Ooh. Yeah,
When
yes,
is the
good.
$1,000 game going down between you and
It's
Marcelo?
not gonna happen.
What? What do you mean it's not gonna happen?
I'll just take my W the last time.
No,
like, why,
well,
look,
Ryan, you
my
beat up
W.
Marcelo so bad.
I know,
And the
I
last
know,
one,
I
you should be
know, I
begging
know.
to play this game.
I should be begging to play this game.
Yeah, so you can take $1,000 from Marcelo. He was the one that wanted to do it.
Look, I have his pride in my pocket. That's all I need.
I'm just saying. If
And
I
I'm not
was
going to
in
take
your-
$1,000 from him, and I
if
don't want
I
to
was in-
accidentally lose $1,000.
Okay, if I was in your position, I know you got a kid. I understand. I get it. You're not trying to just throw $1,000 away, but how it went down for Yosh's whatever we were calling that, like kid party, because we were doing so we had the Rao family over. We went and played a big round of golf, and that was kind of the question, like who was going to win? Was it going to be Marcelo? Was it going to be Ryan? They rode in the same car together, and it was you. You won, and it was like quite a bit apparently, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you told me. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
but,
and we weren't even counting after he got double over the hole. Like he was throwing up solid 15.
I'm just saying, he threw the gauntlet down. He was like $1,000. Let's do it. And
Yeah.
and if you beat him that bad, like you would just need to practice a little bit to get $1,000. And then you would have that. You would have that ability to talk shit on him for forever after that. I would totally do that if I was you.
That sounded like a good idea.
Right? Kyle, are you with me on this?
I'm with you.
Right? I don't know. I mean, I know like Marcelo trains more golf than Ryan does, but obviously you might naturally better at golf than Marcelo.
Well, that's clear. That's clearly.
Is it though?
Well, yeah.
There's
Just like because I don't
at
try.
stake.
I don't play
know.
for a year, and
Davey announced it. He was like, "It's $1,000 bet." I was there when it happened. I
I
thought
saw
that
it.
you would agree to it.
Wow.
No, I did not. I did not.
Did you hear about this at all?
No.
This happened.
Hey,
this was at dinner.
Did you announce that?
I did not. Wait,
You
what?
didn't. The winner, the hoodie.
Oh, we didn't.
Tiger
No, we
Woods.
forgot to.
So did you want to talk
Yeah.
about that the number? Or we
Oh yeah, so we got the number. Well, someone else was gonna give away something, and I was gonna have Maddie come up with a piece of trivia, or something, or like how you would want to give away something.
Well, what are we going to give away?
it
That
is,
would indicate
it
how
is,
much trivia it needs to
It's an HA Dry Fit and Mischievous Apparel headband.
be. Okay, so it's
Yeah,
pretty
coming
cool.
from Ryan
That's it.
Matthews. So thank you,
Okay.
Ryan Matthews, for that. Also, thank you, Alpha Dog, Derek Weagle, and Mr. Dizon for the generous donations. Thank you guys very much. While you think about that,
Piece of trivia. What type of trivia does it need to be?
it could be, usually paintball trivia is like a good wheelhouse for everybody
Yeah,
to be
duh. But like,
you
what
need to
type?
give them like some 1850s history.
Yeah,
trivia.
that'd be
They're not
tight,
gonna
though.
know.
That would be tight.
But
That would be tight. So
Yeah.
we go to. No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to do that.
in.
Okay,
I mean, they are behind their computers. You could give them something that's
they
like
would be
kind
able
of
to.
difficult to get.
That's true. I need to give them something that's not really Googleable.
Yeah. But kind of Googleable.
It
like,
it
had
can't
to
be.
be
It can't be
attainable.
too obscure. It
Yeah.
can't be some like esoteric
Yeah.
knowledge from like the Maccabees from like 4,000 years ago. you know?
Sure. Yeah, your boy the Maccabees. In the meantime, so while Maddie just cycles through this gigantic brain of his, we're gonna announce the winner. Will you announce it because it's your deal?
Of the Tiger Wear hoodie, and this person that won, just message me and I will get you your size, whatever size you want in that hoodie. You'll be the first person with it. But yeah, we tallied up all the giveaways. Basically, the total retail price of everything we gave
Which is
away.
really
last
cool
year.
that you guys gave away this much amount of money of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Again,
I
I'm no dog in this fight. I just saw the number. I'm like, damn fool, you guys gave away that much money worth of stuff last
Yeah.
year. Like, hey, that's tight.
But the number was 12,540, and
Kevin Yantosh guessed 12,542. Right, almost on the money.
Yeah.
Off by $2. So congrats, Kevin. Shoot me your info. And you know what? I actually found a few extra Tiger Wear headbands. I know a lot of people were still looking to buy them. They've been sold out on the website. So if you guys are interested, I might have a few to sell left. So let me know. And we might have some sneak peeks later this week of all the new headbands samples. I was just informed we got those. We got those. I'm driving up to LA tomorrow to go look at everything, and so we should have new drop coming within a couple weeks here.
Oh, and the Dynasty jerseys are almost done, so I'll be able to show a sample of what those things look like, hopefully by next week's show. And James Hall from Island Designs just kicked in a HORMESIS shirt to give away.
Dang,
So, Maddie, what's the trivia? And, yeah.
Okay, so one of the original members of Dynasty, current member of Cat Factory 10 Man, whose nickname is Mom. Field captain. Mom is his nickname. So you may not even know this, but he's a OG member. He owns a paintball field in LA. And he doesn't have the greatest hair in the world. Hell of a paintball player back in the day. Played for a paintball team with an acronym that had 3 letters.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was his nickname.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we call him.
All right, so
I don't call him that, but
here comes.
Oh, Jesus
right
Christ!
Off the break, dude.
I feel like I gave too many.
Yeah, you shouldn't have
hints.
said.
I
You shouldn't have
know.
said the thing. All right, so the winner is Mario Trujillo. Mario Trujillo, congratulations on that win right now.
That was clutch, dude. Mario, you definitely are dialed because that was some hints, but
I didn't know until you said he owned
literally
a
he
team
was
name.
yeah. Well,
I was
okay, you
what?
were like I
thought
really
it was
know
Dave
who this
Baines.
is.
I wrote Dave Baines down
Yeah,
first.
and then after he crossed out Baines, and then he wrote Glenn. But
because
he was an original Dynasty guy.
I know, but that's what
He was original
but I
Dynasty
couldn't
guy.
think of anybody else who. And now it makes more sense. I guess it could have been Rodney or him.
No,
but
but
when
that-
you said he owns a team,
Yeah.
or owns a field, then that's when
Rodney,
when
but yeah, Glenn's nickname on Cat Factory is Mom because he's always the one that's like trying to,
That's funny. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that at all. All right, really quickly, we're going to go over to the second monitor, and then we're going to give away the HORMESIS shirt, courtesy of Island Designs and James, and then we're going to let Maddie go, and you guys go, and have a great week. So this is for the last giveaway. We went from 5 giveaways to 8 giveaways today. So, wait, nope, you already won. That is.
There's
that is,
no way.
Yeah.
Did he win again?
Yeah.
Is this rigged?
I promise you, maybe it is. I don't think so.
No, there's no way.
I don't know how it works.
What are the chances? If it's in him again? Is it him again?
No. It's David Ouimet.
Is that Josh Ouimet's brother?
Might be. All right, and as always, make sure that I have your guys's and gals' addresses. You don't have no clue how many giveaway stuff just go unclaimed. We've had big things go unclaimed, goggles, all that sort of stuff. So make sure I have your addresses. You can email it to me. You could send it to either myself or Kyle. You guys can set it up on the Instagram or whatever it is that you send your information on these days. Other than that, we want to thank you guys very, very much for your support.
Till next week.
Till next week.
Maddie, thank you for coming.
Pleasure. Thanks for
Make
having
sure
me.
you watch.
Cheers.
Is it
4 Sundays now. There's only 4
I know,
Sundays
there's only
last
4,
weekend.
but I didn't know if we were
four.
still calling it
No,
5.
we have to call
Okay.
4 because there's
4
only
Sundays.
four.
Go Sports.
4
check it
Sundays.
out.
See you guys next week. We're going to have a video from Ryan Matthews and a bunch more giveaways. We'll have Alex Fragy on the show. You know he's going to give away a headband.
Spick Span Show.
När jag, du går iväg.
Cannot see.
Du går iväg.
side. I made my own clouds, flew by my pride. The ship falls away, night turns to day. Remember why? Fire consumes, ashes remain. Cannot breathe, cannot see, cannot breathe, cannot breathe, cannot see, cannot breathe. Cannot breathe. Cannot see. Cannot look in between. I cannot breathe, I can't see, I can't look in between.